Hello there. Welcome to Blitz Transmissions. This is the Blitz Barracks number 3. I'm Tommy, and as I totally remembered to turn my lights on my shelves before the stream started, welcome to the third installment of my monthly live series, Blitz Barracks. This is the series where I invite a ton of friends on stream. We talk Star Wars, we talk Star Wars toys. Everybody watching, we have quite a reunion. If you know, you know. This is some deep cut lore here. The OG squad, minus Shelf Life, on the stream today with me. To all my people out there, all my longtime fans of 1313 podcast, welcome to the stream. To all the people who know this crew, know this gaggle of geese, welcome. To all the haters that are most definitely watching the stream, hello, I hope you enjoy. So, I'm going to go across the rows here, as we always do, and we're going to talk guests. So, of course, joined with me as always, he follows me everywhere, the Cheese Prince himself, 212th Hunter. Hunter, if you want to introduce yourself, even though people already know who you are.
212th Hunter, a humble Commander Cody enjoyer. 212 clone enthusiast, and I collect a lot of vehicles and 212 clones. That's my thing. So
cool. We can find Hunter on Instagram. It is linked in the description below. I will just preface, everybody's social media is linked in the description below. You can find everybody. There'll be the top links in the description there. Next up, we have my boy SKYWALKERHENDRIX. He decided to turn his camera for this one here. So Hendrix, what's going on, brother? How we doing?
Hey, it's good to be back in 2022. You know, it's just chilling like old time. So, I just do YouTube, obviously, Hot Toys content. So yeah.
Cool, sweet. And then next up we have, I have to say it every time, Fig Fury, or if you know his Latin name, Uncus Figus. Fig, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing awesome, man. Always a pleasure to be here. This is the third one.
Yes,
I think I've been on all 3 of them, so I'm hoping to continue that streak with you guys. This is good time. Star Wars, friends. What else is there to say?
Yeah. Next up, we have my boy Shelf Life over here. Shelf Life, what's going on, brother? How we doing?
Hey guys, Shelf Life here, and I'm at Tommy's stream. I'm super excited to be here. Bunch of great guys. Don't subscribe to my channel. It sucks. I really
Get it today.
Get it today.
And then next up here, we have some new faces joining us for this episode of Blitz Barracks. First up, we have the King of Ohio. I don't know how we had the budget for the royalties to get him on the stream, but we have Hybrid Toy Reviews joining us this month. Hybrid, how are we doing, brother?
Good. Considered a tax write-off, so we had to get that out of the way. But, if y'all have been around this circle, you know me at this point. YouTuber, Black Series reviewer, Comic-Con goer, Torta terrorizer, just all the normal stuff. But, you know where to find me. So,
all right, beautiful. So then finally, last but certainly not least, we have one of the members of my YouTube origins back in 2021. We have Jacob of the 1313 podcast. Jacob, how we doing?
I'm doing good. For those that don't know me, Tommy used to do a podcast with us, and now we don't really do podcasts anymore. We just kind of do video essays. Check out tomorrow. We have it's part 2 of our essay on Bad Batch Sanctuary, the newest installment in the Star Wars Bad Batch lore. So that video goes up tomorrow. It was a great book. So if you want to see it, check it out.
Hell yeah. Also, the other member of 1313, Jackson, he could not make it because he decided to be a manager at a store or something. So he decided that he wanted to have a job and have a livelihood instead of be on a live stream tonight.
He's also in Hawaii and in a completely different time zone.
Yes.
And then Commander Cook is coming. He's going to be about an hour late. He decided that he values his family or something more than this live stream. So whatever. I guess it's neither here nor there. Let's go through the chat real quick before we get into our topics, because we have a ton to talk about. And I'm going to be a hard out at the 3-hour mark, and I'm trying to get this wrapped up within that 3 hours. So we have my boy Chaotic Clouds. He is a channel member. If you want to join the channel membership, Rancor Battalion, get my reviews early, get the cool little badges, you can join that. That's in the description below. Chaotic Clouds is a G. He says his life-size Darth Vader and Stormtrooper arrived. He's still waiting on R2-D2. We'll definitely be talking about those later in the stream, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Says he's still on the fence with Chewbacca. He's a fire hazard, and he's a pothead.
It looks like shit.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Chewbacca. It looks like my sleep paralysis demon. But then we have the Max Rebo experience here. What's going on, James? All the boats are back in the harbor.
That's
James
right.
is very happy. James was very excited for this stream, almost as excited as Commander Bly. I see a wretched hive of scum and villainy. This is the Sinister Sixers you see on stream now. Crazy stuff here. We have Commander Cook. We got Freddy Baster. Hello there. We got Hal Runner Base. What's going on, Hal Runner? Hal Runner's going to like this episode because Hal Runner loves his hot takes. So he'll love this one. We have Neezy Chapkin. He's back in the dungeon after his recent podcast appearance. Bobcat, Comrade Bobcat. What's going on? Thanks for being a channel member on here. We got Rhino Hobbies. Rhino Hobbies. I have the figure that you got for me. The Han Solo. Thank you. I have him up here because I just recently was checking out the new Mafex Stormtrooper. We got Renoaz. Renoaz, my boy, he's my plug at ICCCon for TVC Clone Troopers. We got Chris K. What's going on? A recent channel member and a 501st Legion member. Love to see it. Star Wars in Brews, a newer channel member as well. What's going on? Riley Bob. What's going on? We're in for some banter here. You better get that right. Mig L Arts. What's up? We got. I don't think anybody has been excited for this stream coming up as our boy Phantom Menace Dennis. He's been messaging me for 3 days now, being excited about this live stream. So, Phantom Menace Dennis, this is your dream come true, the big reunion stream. We got my boy JWC. It should say Band Hunter instead of Based Hunter.
That's crazy.
And then we have Horizontal Hendrix. What?
That's great. That's awesome.
Got my boy B-Sum, who is a member, and he's an ARC Trooper in my Patreon. Shout out to B-Sum for being such an awesome supporter, keeping that Discord nice and active. We got SVNY Art 70. We have Shelf Life did an awesome video on his customs, and you should definitely check that out.
Amazing guy, yeah.
As
you can tell, as he told me, like, I suck. So whatever.
We have Vincent from Carbonites shouting out Hybrid.
Hey.
And make sure to smash that like button for the Republic.
So Vincent only likes hybrid. I get it.
Yeah, it's fine.
I get
Whatever.
Yeah.
He's the rare exception to the Torda rule. I mean, like, we're pretty
That's crazy. We've got a super chat here, $9.99 super chat from JWC. Ready for some hot takes. Remember, it's your opinion unless it's not. So, shout out JWC. I know that that's a bit of a sensitive topic for you lately. We got Malekith in here as well. What's up, guys? And, just dropping in the chat, Andrew, I'm gonna butcher this last name, Olivares. Does that mean I dislike for the Empire? No, because the Republic becomes the Empire. So, it's basically the same thing.
One and the same.
Hey, I knew someone was going to ask. I do have the Lat hat on standby. So...
Yes.
This is a custom-made Republic Gunship hat that my dad made.
What?
He's making one for me. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I think I'm getting one at some point too.
I gotta get one too, man.
It's gonna be our call sign at ICCCon next year.
It'll just be incredibly complimentary to the Blitz drip.
Hey,
Oh!
look at that.
Shout out the drip. All right, so guys, we have a lot to talk about. I think we've dilly-dallied enough. We've given it about 10 minutes to get into intros. I'm excited to talk Star Wars with everybody here. It's been a while since many of this crew have been in the same stream yapping about some Star Wars. I'm ready to have a good time. So let's get right into things here. We're going to cover some brief Star Wars news, Star Wars updates. Anybody can feel free to jump in and share their thoughts first. It's going to be real off the cuff here. So the first one I have here is about everybody's sweet prince Andor here. So coming from StarWars.com here, Andor got 5 Emmy Awards. So we knew that they got, wasn't it like 13 or 14 nominations? And then they won 5 of them. So that's a pretty good turnaround. And we have here all of the awards that they won for Outstanding Writing for a Drama Series, Outstanding Fantasy Sci-Fi Costumes, Outstanding Production Design for a Narrative Period or Fantasy Program, 1 hour or more, Outstanding Picture Editing for a Drama Series, and we have Outstanding Visual Effects in a Season or Movie. I think the craziest one here, the biggest win, is the Outstanding Writing. So I kind of want to hear from Jacob first on this one, being the film student, film graduate.
Whoa.
What's your take on this, man? I know you're a big Andor guy.
Yeah. So obviously it's like an immense achievement for Star Wars to even get recognized in such a category, because let's think some of the other series that are up in this echelon are Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones. Some of like the heavy swingers of like the TV world are among this among this award I guess class. Let me find exactly what because it was on I can't remember what episode it was for. I believe it was for the one where Mon Mothma has her speech. Don't remember. Yes, Welcome to the Rebellion. That episode.
Yep.
So I mean, obviously we all know it's a banger. I just think it was one with the times that we're in, the fact that people can like draw parallels to a show to real life experience, I think is always magic. But it's the fact that I think that the writing of this happened years before anybody could be able to be like, oh, something like that is happening, or I perceive something to be happening like this in our common day. So the fact that the writing is so grounded in reality, but still it felt like Star Wars. It's very Shakespearean with its speeches, which I know a lot of people didn't like about season 1, which I still think is a dumb take. But no, it amazing. Chef's kiss. And it's really cool because I'm currently reading Reign of the Empire, which is a prequel to Andor, and Mon Mothma has a big part in that. And it's like a lot of like the behind the scenes politics and the strings that she pulls to get to the positions that she's in Andor. And it's really, really good because it's very cohesive. So absolute banger of an episode.
Yeah, dude, season 2 really like had me feeling the feels, especially from like I'd say the second half of season 2 especially. I was just blown away by the amount of emotion that I felt, especially like with the Gorman massacre and everything. I think the biggest snub out of any awards here was that the actress who plays Clea did not get any nominations for this being her breakout role out of acting school. She did such a phenomenal job, and I thought she was a very seasoned actress. Elizabeth Delau, I always screw up the pronunciation of her last name, but she is an incredible actress, definitely deserves a nod of appreciation, and she got snubbed. Yeah, Andor should have won all 15.
I think it's crazy that the only acting nominations was for Forrest Whitaker as Saw Gerrera and Alex Tudyk for voiceover performance.
I know.
And those were the only ones. Everybody in the cast really, really stood out. Like, especially Skarsgård not getting anything is nuts. But
I heard that there was like some drama behind that, like Forrest Whitaker got like snubbed on some sort of win like in a prior Emmy show, and so now they try to like just make sure he gets nominated for everything now.
Yeah.
But
they must have had a lot of extra Emmys. They were handing them out to anyone this go around.
That's crazy.
Oh wait, we're not at the hot take segment yet. My bad.
Does anybody else have any thoughts on this? I mean, I think for Star Wars as a whole, this is huge. I mean, when was the last time that a Star Wars project won such prestigious awards? You know, especially again the outstanding writing for a drama series. I feel like that's really big. I feel like Star Wars really needs that right now. With all of the negative press that Star Wars has gotten over the past 10 or so years now, you know.
I was going to say, Tom, that kind of lines to add to this. Do you guys think, not taking anything away from the awards or the show, but just it felt for a lot of people that it was removed from Star Wars, for most people in a good way? Do you think that helped it getting all the rewards? Is that a lot of people like don't associate it? I mean, it is Star Wars, but it was like its own thing. Like a lot of people don't consider it to be the same level of other Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, I could see that from the perspective of looking at it like when you have legacy characters and you have to kind of fit things into, you know, the with legacy media and stuff. Even though Andor does, you know, butt up right into A New Hope, I feel like because they weren't focusing on the major players, you don't have to have a huge focus of the storytelling be, oh, you know, we have to make sure we do this with Darth Vader. Oh, we have to make sure that these two characters don't interact with each other yet because they don't meet until this movie or this scene. So I feel like for this, it kind of helped a lot that they were able to just focus on normal everyday people. It automatically makes all the characters much more relatable, as opposed to the larger than life fantastical characters in a lot of the other media, which I don't really have a preference over one or the other. I just think it was great in this era of Star Wars, especially coming out of like even stuff like, I really love The Mandalorian and I love the Ahsoka series, but again, those are really focused on legacy characters, legacy media. This was a great way to kind of detach from that and just kind of get into a new story in a familiar universe.
Cool.
Yeah. Anybody else have any thoughts?
No thoughts. None.
If not, we will move right along. I will move on to the next option here. So we have our next Star Wars topic here is the big teaser trailer that got dropped abruptly for no reason at all. Totally had nothing to do with a certain talk show host getting laid off. The Mandalorian and Grogu teaser trailer, out of the blue, out of nowhere, got released. And it's kind of got some lukewarm reactions, guys. I mean, I watched the trailer. We've got this. I like this poster a lot personally. What's everyone's thoughts? Anyone want to jump in first? I know this is, you know, something we're a lot more familiar with.
With it being the next coming of The Mandalorian and with it being its own film, I think we were all expecting it to connect to the overarching universe. And like what's happening with the Ahsoka series and that kind of stuff. And I think the poster shows exactly what it's going to be. The poster is styled after matinee serials of the 1900s. And I think it's just going to play off as its own condensed story of Mando and Grogu go on this adventure. They see Rada the Hutt do some push-ups and they're like, whoa. I don't really see it connecting to too much else, which granted, they're probably not giving away too much in the trailers because they never do. But for it to be the next film in theaters that Star Wars has seen since what? Rise of Skywalker. It's a little concerning looking at it being like, oh, this looks like an elongated episode of television, kind of like the Clone Wars movie was back in 2008. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think you do bring up a great point with the kind of almost like Flash Gordon is the thing that I think of, those older like serialized, you know, you go to the theater once a week, you see the new episode of this, and it's very clear. I didn't really think about it till today, like the way that the poster is drawn, the art style, everything about it, it really lends to the thing that I've been feeling all along, which was that this was gonna be some largely inconsequential, lighthearted fare that's going to just kind of propel us into the next major phase of the Mandoverse. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I never thought this movie was going to be like this big, monumental, consequential thing for the Star Wars timeline.
No, I was gonna say, like, once I heard the title for this, that kind of told me like where they probably were going. Just a fun, hopefully action-packed adventure with these two characters. And honestly, I'm here for it. I will say the leaked trailer was way more enticing than the actual official trailer for me. I mean, that opening scene where, if anybody hasn't seen it, where Mando's going through, taking out all the snowtroopers, how that was shot looks like a whole other level of cinematography than they've used in the series. And to me, the special effects look great. So yeah, I'm really happy for it. I'm kind of on that line where like I love my legendary characters in the past. I've spoken my mind. Like I don't like them messing with established characters too much. But if they throw in some cameos and it makes sense to the story, I'm here for it as well. But if it's just literally an adventure of Grogu and Mando going through like a mission and that's essentially it. It's Star Wars in the theater, and again, to me, the special effects, especially to my knowledge, it's not an actual AT-AT. That's just what it looks like. I think has an actual different manufacturer number in the Empire or different type.
It's a later run.
yeah. Well, I heard somebody call it like a different acronym. So I think it actually might be like in canon something different. But
yeah,
that scene where it explodes and like the slow fall just looks very cinematic to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hyped, and I know on the big screen it's going to be cool. So yeah, that's all I got to say about it.
Yeah, for me, I think that what it is with this movie is, I think it's just the familiarity of it. I've always been obsessed with The Mandalorian since night one, like since 3 a.m. when the first episode dropped on Disney Plus, and that was back in the day where when a new episode would drop, Disney Plus would crash, and you had to wait like 30 minutes to actually get the episode running. Like, I've just always had such an attachment to Mando and Grogu, both of them. I love the nature of the show. I love the nature of their relationship. This is my kind of Star Wars. This reminds me in a lot of ways of what I love most about the Clone Wars and the prequels and the kind of Star Wars that I grew up with. As much as I love and appreciate things like Andor, I think that there's also a space for both to exist at the same time. I think you can have the more family-friendly, lighthearted fare and also have the more adult-focused, grittier, much more thought-provoking Star Wars at the same time. Yeah, I mean, for me, this is a movie I'm really excited about. Hunter, I know you're a big Mando guy. What are your thoughts on the trailer, aside from, feeling like you liked the teaser trailer that they showed at, was it Celebration? That one they showed?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. No, I'm really into it, man. I think this is kind of what everybody's been kind of asking for when it comes to like what we want to see in The Mandalorian, I feel like, because I feel like this is just going to be action-packed with Mando doing cool stuff that everyone wants to see. And instead of them trying to draw out another season of The Mandalorian when people already were like really iffy on the season 3, instead of them trying to do another season 4, just doing this movie by still giving us Mando and, content, I feel like is a good move. And like I said, you don't have the F word filler. It's all concentrated in one movie, and the budget that they can play within a movie versus a show spread out across 9-10 episodes. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be really cool. I feel like it's going to be the coolest we see Mando as far as the effects and the way things are going to be shot. And I'm not going to lie, I'm super excited to see the Razor Crest again. That's one thing that's got me really hyped. I've always loved that ship. I got the Haslab back when 2019, I think, is when that campaign started. And when I had it pre-ordered and then I saw it get destroyed, that kind of sucked. So I'm excited to see it come back. And I won't lie, I'm excited enough, and I collect the vehicles. If they do a second run of Razor Crest, I'll get the repaint. That's no problem here. I'll get it.
Yeah.
Until people start asking for it to be the same price as it was in 2019.
All right, I'm leaving. Have a good night, everybody.
All right.
There was something I was going to say. I have to give a shout out to Darth Moocher, the host of the Sarlacc Digest podcast. Make sure to go subscribe to them on YouTube. Those guys are awesome. Check out our Toy Chest show every other Monday, where they kindly, for some reason, invite me back every other Monday to talk Star Wars with them.
It's a great show.
Also, shout out everybody's doing their member stuff here. So, Commander Bly member for 9 months, Max Rebo member for 9 months. You guys are awesome. A $4.99 super chat from Joshua Banker. I'm good with it being a simple, fun movie. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at. I think that I never had the expectation. Now, I do have a theory. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on this. Hendrix, I know you're particularly big on the leaks and the that kind of stuff. If you guys remember, there was rumors that Plo Koon was going to be in Mando Season 2, and obviously that ended up being Luke Skywalker. So I wonder if this whole Embo theory that we've been hearing is going to be another cop-out like that, and it's going to be another kind of big change where we see something maybe a little more exciting. And to be honest, we haven't seen too much in any of the trailers. I mean, we've seen cool sequences, cool action, but we haven't seen any of the plot. We know nothing about what this movie is actually going to be about. And I saw Riley Bob drop this comment. Is this potentially to tie in all the series and bring in Ahsoka, Thrawn, and Ezra, like kind of tie everything closer together? That's kind of what I think this movie could be a vessel for, is just a way for this to kind of propel us into the next phase of the storytelling so we can get to the heavier stuff like we'll get with Ahsoka 2, with the Heir to the Empire movie that's eventually coming out, furthering the story we have here. Anybody have any thoughts on that? Hendrix, I'd love to hear your thoughts because you're big into the spoiler talk.
Yeah, after seeing the teaser trailer, I was like, this is the vibe I was getting was definitely what I was expecting, but the lack of really anything at all, plot wise, character motivation wise, just made me feel like maybe they're really like holding a lot back here. Other than the Embo stuff, I haven't heard like anything crazy, leak wise or even rumor wise about this. Mm-hmm. I know people are theorizing that those are Thrawn's AT-ATs, but I don't know. I hope that there is a little bit meat on the bone on this one, but I'm also fine if this is just a standalone, one and done kind of fun movie before we get to like the big climax of wherever Ahsoka is, leading towards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know Hybrid and I have talked particularly about. I think I've heard some worry that this won't do well in the box office. I really genuinely feel like this will be successful in the box office. Obviously, one, the budget on this movie, I think I saw, might have been Hal Runner shared earlier, the budget's only $166 million, which is incredibly low, not just for a Star Wars movie, but just for a movie in general. That's a pretty low budget, especially nowadays. And then on top of that, too, I mean, everybody knows. People who don't know Star Wars know the names Mando and Baby Yoda. When they see a movie coming out in the theaters, when it has on the poster Mando and Baby Yoda, there's going to be all the casuals, all the people that don't even know Star Wars like that. They're going to flood into the theaters that opening weekend, and they're going to watch the movie. And if it's fun, they're going to take their kids to go see it again and again and again. And I think this is also the first time that these characters have been accessible to people who don't do or can't afford streaming services. So I feel like this is another opportunity to really expand the horizons of these very iconic characters. I would argue that the faces of Mando and Baby Yoda, as people call them, have gotten as iconic as your Darth Vader, your Stormtrooper, your, the things like the Death Star. I'd argue that it's all on that same level of iconic in pop culture right now.
Yep.
I guess I got thoughts, All
right, hang on. Let's ban him.
Right.
Okay.
But, all these shows have been building up to some sort of collective come together event, and I feel like Disney was having an easier time, or Lucasfilm was having an easier time of it back when they were allowed infinite budget, go make 4 shows a year, and with this recent crackdown with them saying, hey, 1 season of one thing a year, and then maybe a movie sprinkled in every now and then, it definitely slows it down. So, the trailer being a teaser, they're not going to show anything important no matter what. So it absolutely has Adventure of the Week feeling to it. But, we're at the point in the timeline where Thrawn's back, Ahsoka's lost, the Empire's potentially going to rise up again. I foresee this starting as an Adventure of the Week type of movie, but we got to start. We got to start assembling our Star Wars Avengers here. We got to start steering towards. I'm kind of foreseeing something like an Adventure of the Week that ends with, Zeb saying, let me introduce you to my friends,
I could see that.
Getting that part of the crew together, get Mando, lined up with the Rebels gang. That way, should there be a rescue attempt for Ahsoka or whatever happens in season 2 there, I mean, we got to start getting these people put together because Thrawn is back now.
Go ahead, Shelf.
I'm not inspired by this trailer. I'll say it. I'll be the devil on the guy's shoulders.
Ban him today.
Yeah, ban me, whatever. I don't care. It's like Marvel did this where they failed when they went from the movie screen to the TV screen, and people were confused. And now they're going from all this TV with Ahsoka, Mando,
I get it.
tying it in, and now they're bringing it to the big screen. And I don't like when they do this. It feels like a made for Disney Plus movie. That's the way I would say it. But I gotta see the real trailer. I don't want to see a teaser. I don't want to jump to conclusions yet. So hopefully, I mean, I love seeing that ATRT.
Yeah.
Man,
Oh,
Dude.
give him that. Yeah.
Very cool.
Philosophically, I agree with Shelf 100%. Like, keep your TV to your TV and your movies to your movies. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
absolutely, they can reference one another, but it's like, it sucks. You know, my Nana likes superhero movies, and I can't take her to the theaters anymore because, well, we got to watch like 7 seasons of Disney Plus stuff. Otherwise, you're not going to understand Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not rooting against this movie whatsoever. I'm still
Right.
Right.
me. I want it to succeed, but I just don't. I'm just not a big fan of moving from TV to big screen and back and forth. Right? Because whatever happens to this is going to go the Ahsoka season 2. I bet. I'll put my money on it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I'm just a little hesitant with that. I hope they handle it really well.
It'll help the box office if they just straight up say you're not going to get season 2 if you don't go see this movie, though.
There you go.
Well, I'm pretty sure that was the plan. With the big crackdown on the Disney budget towards Marvel and Lucasfilm, I'm pretty sure part of that included thing was you're not doing season 4, you're doing a movie, and if the movie doesn't do well, you don't do it anymore. So it wouldn't surprise me if this movie wasn't connected just because of the fact that Andor wasn't connected, and Andor did really well. So if this could serve as a standalone thing, as if you saw the first couple episodes of the Mando season 1 back when it came out, and you know the characters Mando and you know Grogu, I think it's just going to be like a serial adventure for them that stands on its own. And then my slight hot take of the Embo thing, because we got Plo Koon turned into Luke.
Yep.
And if this is inevitably building the heir to the Empire, Han and Leia are integral to those books. So what if it's another classic character like Han Solo or Princess Leia getting drawn in under another code name?
If I saw Han Solo on screen, I would lose my little mind. I really would, because Han Solo is like my childhood favorite character. Like it was A New Hope Han Solo. That was my favorite Star Wars character as a little kid. And like, oh man, I don't know. I guess that's a whole different discussion. I mean, I don't really care. Like de-age, new actor, whatever. As long as it looks good, as long as I understand that it's Han Solo immediately, and I'm not getting caught up in like, why don't the pores stretch? You know, like that'll be good for me.
Well, I mean, look at the beginning of Dial of Destiny. It's the best deepfake that we've gotten in a movie, I would argue, ever.
I agree
the only
with that.
thing that's coming close to it for face replacement right now is, I don't know if any of you guys went and saw Sinners earlier this year. That's the movie of the year, period. And there's a scene in it where Michael B. Jordan is fighting Michael B. Jordan. And it's like, wow, you can't tell that that's not two different. It's the same guy. It's so seamless. So that tech is there now. So you could throw Harrison Ford's face on anybody and it would be believable.
Yeah.
I do gotta say real
Go ahead,
quick,
Hunter.
if they do the thing with like Plo Koon and then Luke, and then they, instead of Embo, they do freaking Cad Bane and bring him back, I'm gonna be a little pissed. Bro needs to stay dead.
No, you're biased. You're biased.
Yeah.
Cad Bane
Bro
hater.
needs to stay dead.
Cad Bane hater.
Dead characters need to stay dead. The multiverse thing getting brought into Star Wars of like, and not to say that we haven't had like Darth Maul and the Emperor and a bunch of characters that disappear and then they're like, oh, I'm actually not dead. It's been a thing in Star Wars for a while, but also I think people are getting fatigue of the, oh wait, I'm not actually dead. So if they brought Cad Bane back, they're like, I actually just have a hole in my chest and I breathe out of it now. I think everybody would be annoyed.
Hey, I have to give a quick shout out to Chaotic Clouds for gifting 10 Blitz Transmissions memberships. Dude, that's crazy. I have no idea how to pull that up, like who got the memberships.
I think you have to just look at the actual stream on YouTube, like on your phone or something.
On the stream.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think it'll play it out there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if
it shows everyone who got it.
I don't know if our discussion of this movie is wrapping up, but I also do want to point out that credited as a writer on this movie on IMDb is George Lucas. Whether or not he is directly involved in this project or he's getting a writer's credit because he built the universe, I don't know. But it'd be interesting if George actually had a hand in this.
That'd be awesome.
You guys couldn't hear that, could you? The echoing?
No.
Dude, I was having a stroke. I'm sitting here and like Jacob's talking, but then he's talking twice, and I'm like, why is everyone talking over each other? And then I looked and I realized I had the stream running on my on my computer.
Rookie.
But yeah, shout out to Chaotic Clouds. That was amazing. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that.
I did that once way back. Yeah, here's a name you haven't heard in a minute: Creators Guild.
Oh my
god! On one of those streams we did way back in the day. I don't know. I had it pulled up in another tab so I could like copy the link to send to someone. And so like for the first 5 minutes, I was like, "What is wrong?" And I couldn't figure it out.
Echo.
Oh, hey, Hunter, this one's for you here. Commander Bly wants to know, but what if Cad Bane is shown drinking milk?
That's crazy.
Yeah, the cheese prince himself. Okay, so I think we've exhausted this topic. Does anybody have any other thoughts they want to share? The floor is yours.
I just want to say one last thing.
Yeah.
I talked about this in my video talking about this teaser trailer and everything. And I think that my biggest hope for this movie is that there's kids out there that when they go watch this is their new favorite thing. That, you know, these kids, like Star Wars, I feel like is struggling a bit with the younger crowd. So I just hope that there's kids out there that, you know, when they go see this, Mando is just their new favorite character ever, and we can get some new Star Wars fans welcomed in.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point. That's too mushy gushy though. I hate Star Wars. I hate everything. Let's move on to the next.
The steelbook of this sucks. So
Yeah.
Okay, let's
stream it only. Stream it only.
We're going to talk about our next topic here. The Visions Volume 3 trailer also dropped. This is... I know that Hendrix and Hybrid are so excited for the return of the Ronin in Star Wars. I know you guys are so excited for this. I hope you know that if that's one of your hot takes is that the Ronin is overrated, I'm going to ban you from the stream.
Oh, man.
I still like the Ronin. Hybrid is the one that brought that whole thing up. I still like it, but
I never said.
But I agree. Right? It's just people act like that's the only like thing good about Vision. No, I think there are much better episodes of Vision than the Ronin. Sue me.
No, you know, people. The Ronin, for whatever reason, is the one that everyone is latched onto, and it is just such a generic story of wandering guy deals with a bad thing happening.
All right,
he's going.
Get him out of here.
Oh, it's probably because people stopped watching after episode 1.
Well, yeah, that has to be what it is, because like the Ronin is like just okay. I don't even really like the show, but I can point out a couple episodes that are better than it. I think the Ronin itself is also like, again, okay. It's just everyone's like, this is the one, we need Black Series from it and stuff. I'm like, where's my Ninth Jedi stuff at? And they get hung up on, well, it's like hand drawn. It's like more art than anything else. Well, I hand drew a bunch of unsavory stuff in high school textbooks. Does that make it in tier? Like,
that's crazy.
It's art, you know?
Oh my god. I have to say, I do agree, Hybrid. I would love some Ninth Jedi figures, because that was probably my second favorite episode of the first season. Obviously, I'm pretty biased towards liking this show, because this was one of the first things that Jacob and Jackson and I really covered on 1313 podcast. This was like, Visions was like one of the first things we like really paid attention to and kept up with news on for volume 1 back in 2021. So this for me is a show that I really like. I was not really a fan of volume 2, if I'm being honest. I was not a fan of the them getting away from the anime focus and kind of just doing animation studios from around the world. I really like that they're kind of returning to form with volume 3. I like that we're getting back into, you know, the thing that I like with this show is seeing the anime studios really put their best foot forward and put some of their most creative work in here. Other than that, though, I really don't have any other thoughts on this because there's not really much they can show because it's 9 different stories. So
Right.
like there's not much they can show us. But anybody else have any thoughts?
I'm hyped that Trigger's coming back.
Yes.
They had the episode of the twins, Kare and Am, and that one was my favorite of season 1, hands down. Just because I grew up, I watched Kill La Kill as a kid, which I probably shouldn't have. But they're the same studio, and that's great. I'm pretty hyped because we have 2 studios coming in. We got David Productions, which you guys probably know from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is a banger. And we have Wit Studios, one of the co-studios that's responsible for Attack on Titan. So heavy hitters in the anime studio universe are coming in on this one. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I really am.
Shout out JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That if you want to show your middle school, high school age child a good anime, you can show them an anime about a bunch of beautiful buff men knowing how to treat women with respect. That's pretty much the plot of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But
It is quite bizarre.
That show is bizarre. That's all I gotta say. I would not watch it. That's all I gotta say.
I will also say that I'm hyped for the with Visions going back to anime, especially because it's coming out October 29th, which gives them a little bit enough of a headway to make some products about it, because I will be in Japan the first week of November in Tokyo. So I'm hoping that they got some vision, because Jackson and I are staying in the anime district at a manga hotel, which is hype. So I'm fingers crossed that in one of them nerd dens that they got something Visions related.
Nice.
Yeah.
I do got to shout out The Village Bride as my favorite episode of Vision season 1. So to get a sequel to that's gonna be cool. I don't know if you call it a sequel, episode 2 or whatever.
Yeah, a sequel to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Shelf, jump in, brother.
All right. I don't like anime. I don't care for it.
Oh, get him out of here. Okay, good night.
Well, I like Teen Titans. That's about it. I don't really care.
That's a good one. You got a fact there.
I like the Clone Wars. That's my favorite anime. But
Okay,
I don't care for this. I saw the first Ronin episode. That was all I watched. Whatever. It's not for me. But I will say, if they can make Black Series figures like the Ronin figure with more of these, the Ronin's one of my favorite figures of all time. So bring back to toys. They killed it with the Ronin, and if they keep doing it with these figures, I'm all in.
It is really, I think honestly, the Ronin is my figure of the year for Black Series. As an action figure, it is like Hasbro's best with their modern articulation. It is the best when it comes to the looks, the wired cape, just everything about that figure to me is like, if I were to show someone like top 5 like best Black Series figures to try and convince you to start collecting the line, that would absolutely be one of the figures that I would show, because I would say this is like the best of the best, top echelon figure. And honestly, yeah, if they can do, they have a lot of creative liberty with that stuff. They're not so held back by real life proportions, real life, range of motion. So I think I love that action figure. It's such a great one.
Good. Yeah.
I'm honestly kind of thinking Riley Bob in the chat's kind of cooking there.
His latest message?
Yeah, the
figure arts and
I
Figma
agree.
would be more.
I agree.
I have the figure arts, Kare and Am, and they're fantastic. You get multiple faces, hands, blades, expressions. They're banger figures, and those companies are known for making anime like characters, especially Figma. It's their wheelhouse, so I would love to see them do more, because they just did 2 for season 1 and never again. Probably because they didn't sell too well.
Yeah.
Right.
Unfortunately, you can find those at Target relatively easy, and I think they went on clearance even there.
Yeah.
So that, I agree. I think SHF would kill it and do more. It's like right up their wheelhouse. But if it doesn't sell, I guess they say next.
Yeah, I do have the JWC brings up. I do have the Mezco Samurai Jack on order right now with Big Bad Toy Store. I'm really excited for that. But also, I question your sanity. Bros fried, you're banned. All right. Moving on. So, does anybody else have any thoughts on this? I know this is like a much more inconsequential reveal. You know, it doesn't like really mean much. It's not canon. Because I'm good on this one.
I was like, just I'm looking forward to it. It's
yeah.
I found episodes from both seasons of 4 that I really like, so I figure there's probably going to be a couple that I like in this one. So yeah, it's new Star Wars content, and It doesn't. One thing I like about Visions, kind of what we were talking about prior, it doesn't connect to anything. It's just set in not even so much the world, just the idea of Star Wars. So they can do whatever they want, and that's always fun. It's always a fun watch.
Wait a minute. It's almost like this is what Legends was meant to be.
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
Hey, this isn't the hot take segment.
This
eh?
isn't
What are you doing?
Move along. Move along. All right, now we're going to get into what anyone actually cares about, which is we're going to move into our Toy Talk segment. So, first thing I want to talk about briefly. We have obviously New York Comic-Con is this coming weekend. I'm on the Hasbro Pulse Instagram page for this one here. And you know what I just realized? I had made some ticker banners here for the things we were going to talk about. And then my dumbass forgot to put it on for the Star Wars news one. So here we go. Now we're on Star Wars Toy Talk. All right. So first one here. This weekend, it's New York Comic-Con. If you guys don't know, Hasbro Pulse is no longer doing the 1027 event, and they're no longer doing Hasbro Pulse Con. They're going to do panels at this event instead, which, in my opinion, makes a little bit more sense. I really didn't ever understand why they had PulseCon and 1027. They're also getting rid of 1027 because the Hasbro headquarters is moving. So they can't really do 1027 when they can't use it as the address of the building anymore. So
What's 1027? I don't know what that means.
that's the address of the Hasbro headquarters in Rhode Island. And they do it on October 27th. Yeah.
Coincidence? I think not.
So we're gonna have a Star Wars and Marvel Legends panel. I'm assuming Star Wars will go first by the way they have it ordered here, but we could also be wrong. So they're gonna have reveals, and they're also gonna have stuff for their other brands. But obviously, we're here to talk Star Wars. We can expect reveals. Obviously, we already had previously revealed at San Diego Comic-Con. They had that Mace Windu and Darth Sidious 2-pack for the Black Series. That will go up for sale, both online and at the event that weekend. As far as other reveals, though, we have passed the age of the factory leaks, so we don't really have anything to go off on those anymore, other than the yakface.com intercepted transmissions. So anybody have any expectations? Anybody think it's going to be absolute slop garbage? Are we going to have the return of the carbonized 2-pack once again to haunt us? What do we think? Anybody have any expectations for this weekend?
I got you.
Let's go.
So, all right, we have had a figure that has been on the rumor list for as long as Barris Offee has been on the rumor list. I think we are incredibly long overdue to finally see the heavily rumored blinded Kanan Jarrus from Rebels Season 3 and 4. It's got to happen. There's been some pretty strong rumors of an Agent Callus. It's disgusting that the kid line got it before the 6-inch adult collector line, but, you know... If one gets it, the other usually does. So it wouldn't shock me if we got a Callus. They like to drop things in pairs, you know. I think we're overdue for a little bit of Rebels love in the line. I think the Mace Windu and Emperor Battle Pack is going to go up on Pulse and either instantly sell out or not sell out. Either way, collectors are going to blame Hasbro and say they're doing something wrong. And there's no winning on that. So I apologize to Brandon and Mr. Stevie in advance. Everyone outside of this 7 sucks. So they're, you know, I mean, I also think people kind of like look at these events and they're like, they're going to announce 10 figures I want. And, you know, and it's just like, man, we're going to get like 3 Black Series, like 3 TVC. There's going to be a helmet and there's going to be a TVC playset, maybe a lightsaber.
Oh, you just made me think of the Commander Cody helmet that they had a while back.
Don't matter.
We're ordering. I wonder if they'll show it in hand.
That comes out in March, I think, right? Amazon exclusive.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I can't imagine they'd show it in the panel, but it'd probably be at the booth, I would assume. We'll see some like
somebody screenshot this because you don't see this get said very often. Hybrid spitting. That's not something that you see said very often.
Usually it's like torches and pitchforks, man. So this warms my heart.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to. I think we're due for some Rebels figures, and Hybrid brought up a great point. That blind Kanan has been on the rumor list for a long time.
Like
I'd love to see that. I think this is going to be where they kick off some of the Battle of Geonosis reveals for the TVC line. Now that the Republic Gunship is successfully funded, I think that we're going to see maybe some. Go ahead, Shelf.
No. I want you to finish your thought.
That was it. That was all I had to say.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I have a hot take, not for the hot take segment.
Okay.
I don't think the Republic gunship could ever fail. I think they're going to make it back no matter what, because it was their start off to that line that they put a lot of time and money in. I think magically they would have backed it no matter what. That's my thoughts.
Interesting.
I could see that, like having so many products locked in. That if they needed 8,000 backers, I could see them getting like 7,700 something and being like, it's enough. Like,
I don't think they could have failed that. That's maybe I'm a little brain whacked for saying that. But,
yeah, Shelf Life is a flat earther. You heard it here first. Transmissions.
I think if anything that they would show off at this con would be stuff for that Geonosis line.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, I don't know about you guys. I kind of feel fat and sassy and content with the line right now. I got my Thrawn over here. I got my Stranger and the Acolyte. We got the new Anakin and Obi-Wan. I got my Phase 1 Rex that I was crying about back in the day. I'm pretty darn happy with it. Mm-hmm. Like the only things I could think of are maybe if they decided to do what Marvel Legends is doing with that Maximum collection type stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You get a lot of accessories with it. If they did something like that, I think that would be a more successful subline other than like, because they did the holocoms, which I don't think they're doing anymore.
Nope.
Because May's showing up at Ollie's right now.
And they're getting shot by Moon Jockey en masse. So
yeah, I don't think they're a bad idea. I just don't think it was something that people really wanted. Carbonized feels pretty gone. So I have a feeling that they have something that they want to kind of fill that subline hole with. And with the performance of the Maximum Collection Marvel Legends, I think it's been doing all right. I've never seen one on pegs because people like to snatch them. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the direction that they went in, which would be perfect for people like me that didn't get the San Diego Comic-Con Anakin and Obi-Wan, so I don't get the faces or the hands. So if they could like shelve it out, the pieces that in the molds that they've already made and the painting that they've already made, just to put it in like its own separate box, so peons like me could get it and just not get the display stand, I think that would be okay.
Yeah, I will say that was a major bummer. Was that so many people missed out on that set? It is a really, truly, really cool set. I think that what Hasbro is doing right now, they're finding that these little dual 2-packs and these little vignettes that they're doing have done really well. Obviously, the massive success of the Anakin Obi-Wan set, business success, not success for all of us, because it sold out so quickly. But then you have the Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker 2-pack from Empire Strikes Back, also just sold out the other day, pre-sold out on Hasbro Pulse, maybe like a week ago. So I think we're in pretty good standing right now with that kind of stuff to see more of that going forward. And like Hybrid said, if this 2-pack with Mace Windu and Palpatine sells out quickly, I think that we are setting a precedent to get more stuff like this, more swappable heads, more swappable hands, set pieces, vignettes, things that make the display a little bit more exciting than, with Black Series, it tends to just be your shelf is a character poster. It's just a bunch of characters that you put on display, whether it be on 3D printed stands or some sort of environment. It's a character poster. So if you can do things to spice up that character poster look, then I feel like you can get some really cool dynamic in there. I personally think that Black Series, as cool and as monumental as the Anakin Obi-Wan set was, I would like to see something big and different for Black Series, something a little bit ambitious. Maybe we've talked so much on all our respective channels. Made to order. I think made to order would really benefit Black Series. We've seen Marvel Legends do it. We've seen it be successful. I think we are about overdue. We're long overdue for something like that.
I agree.
I would
I've
be
been out of the
okay.
collecting space for a minute. Can somebody explain the made to order stuff that Marvel was doing?
Yeah, so the difference between Mr. Steve Evans, he is the in charge of design on the Star Wars and Marvel teams at Hasbro. He has his own YouTube channel, and he did an episode called Hasblabbing because he's the guy that created Haslab. So he explains the difference between a pre-order, an in-stock, a made-to-order, and a Haslab. So the difference between a made-to-order and a Haslab is, with a made-to-order item, Hasbro is going to make it regardless of if 5 people order it or if 1,000 people order it or 10,000. Like, no matter how few or how many people order it, they're going to make the product. But it's that idea that you only have a couple weeks. There's only a window to order it in, and then it won't be available anymore unless it's like overstock that's like in stock. Whereas with a Haslab, if it doesn't meet a certain threshold, it's not going to get made. The other difference is made to order tends to be stuff that could still work at retail, whereas Haslab items are things that it's not that Hasbro doesn't want to make them for retail stores, it's that retailers like Walmart and Target, they will not buy big bulky items anymore, like big giant vehicles, like big giant playsets. That's why we don't see stuff like that at Walmart and Target anymore, because the stores just don't want them. They take up too much space, they always go on clearance, and then that's a loss for Walmart and Target. Whereas made to order, they have the item is getting made either way, so it's just like the excitement of, oh, this thing is coming, make sure you order it, get it before it's gone.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. In order to do bigger or more niche projects, I think that would solve a bit of a hole in the problem, because I haven't seen them on shelves yet, but like I bet Dash Rendar and Prince Caesar are going to be hanging there for a little bit, and I'll be grabbing at least one rock, one a stock of them, because I love them.
They've actually been doing really well. The expanded universe and like prequel and Clone Wars stuff, as far as sales go, it's like putting new media stuff to shame. Like, because I think part of it is the community has been so hungry for that stuff for so long. I mean, how long have we been waiting for a new Anakin and Obi-Wan or a Phase 1 Captain Rex? I mean, Jacob, I know we've been talking about it for like going on 5 years now, wanting a Phase 1 Captain Rex in the Black Series. So, you take that as opposed to, new characters from a new show. It's almost like the expectation that we'll get, new characters from the new movie, from the new show, and we will definitely be getting stuff for Mando and Grogu. I would actually be interested to see if we get some reveals from that as well. But I think ultimately, I expect maybe 5 Black Series figures. That'd be like the most I'd expect from this. And then maybe a couple things for Battle of Geonosis for TVC. And I'm not expecting anything absolutely mind-blowing like the reveal of the Anakin and Obi-Wan set.
Right. Yeah, no, I think you're probably right on it, mostly focusing on Battle of Geonosis, just a couple kind of random Black Series stuff. We're probably too early for Mando and Grogu, to be fair. The movie's out in May. Mm-hmm. I would expect if it's out in May, if they're going to do something like the classic Force Friday events, that'd be around February, which is probably around when they would start making some announcements on products for the movie, It
wouldn't surprise me if they did another like a new Mando like repack like they have that's still like on shelves right now, though, just because there's buzz about the trailer. Yeah, people that forgot that he existed are now like, oh, my little Billy Joel is gonna want an action figure for Christmas. It'd be nice if I could get him a little Mando on the shelf.
You gonna start the fire?
So
they're finally clearancing out those Mines of Mandalore Mandos just to put another Mando with a disintegrator rifle and pistol on the shelf. Just
finally.
No, with a hard plastic molded cape.
All right, I'm out.
And no jetpack.
That was something. I don't mean to backtrack to the trailer, but one thing was, I noted he has the disintegrator rifle and the pistol back. And it's like, I kind of liked that he was rotating weapons as it was going and his arsenal was changing. And I was kind of amped for some dual wield pistol action. And now they're just going to sell me the same action figure I have like 7 of. And like, you could have got me to buy it again if it had like one new accessory.
Din Djarin doesn't want that cheap Imperial garbage. He wants that good stuff,
Right. I mean, just one new accessory would be enough to get me to buy another Mando because I am a shill.
No way.
All right. I'm going to erase that from the record.
Right. But, I mean, it's just like, man, if it's the same thing, I mean, genuinely down to the accessories, it might be a pass, but we'll see what they make. But I'm excited for the merch for that movie, though. I love the Friday events.
That's awesome.
I have to say, who was it? Miguel Arts. He brought up a great point. When they brought the TVC Gunship to Red 5 Collectibles in the Boston area for people to bring their figures and like pose up in the store with the prototype, they did show off card backs because they did confirm they are doing a new head-to-toe Shakti and Padme Geonosis Arena Padme for the Battle of Geonosis campaign. In addition to that, they didn't officially say this, but Mr. Stevie said it on his social media, that they are doing a Phase 1 Clone Trooper multi-pack. So if TVC gets anything, I would expect those 3 things to get revealed because they've already been confirmed. So obviously they're far enough along in the pipeline. The only difference in the Phase 1 clone, between the single-carded version, is that they are doing away with the removable helmet, because at this scale, it's really easy for them to look like bobbleheads. They're going to put them on this newest version where it's just a helmet sculpt. And I'm really excited about that. Yes, for that scale, I'm really excited for that.
For any figure, that would be for the better. Just got to say that.
What'd you say?
I said for any scale, it'd be for the better. Just got to say that.
I would tend to agree.
I was saying that too. Do it for the Black Series.
Yes.
Give me swappable heads. Give me
some
something.
weird looking clone heads. I don't like them.
I don't even like the Gale helmet.
I think we're moving that direction though. With the Stranger that I have mine right here. Shout out.
Oh, you already have that?
Yeah, I got it through Amazon, dude. It came like way early. So
wow.
Bring it closer. Yeah.
I gotta get a light on him. So
Smilo Ren.
Ew, get that off my screen.
Oh God, he's hot.
And
oh no, he's hot.
And the fact that he has a swappable head, it makes it so much better because you get a really detailed head sculpt, and you get a really, really detailed helmet that's really nice, proportional to the character in the show. Paint apps on it are great. Let me grab this light off my stand so I can bring it closer to you guys and really highlight it because it
look at that jawline. Look at that grooming on the beard there. Wow.
Yeah. Dude, shout out to Jeff from V's Barbershop.
Chisel.
My name Jeff.
So, but yeah, it looks fantastic. The weathering on the arms is really great. The posability is great. I love the soft goods and the plastic combo, to be honest, because you have this really like draped matte like look that you get in the show, because this part doesn't really flow too much in the show except for like one battle in complete darkness.
Yeah.
So it has like a really, really nice look to it just for the display, and the ability to take it off and use it as like a completely different setup is great. So
that's awesome.
Huge fan of it.
Dude, that is amazing.
Shout out Amazon.
So is it true that, I think we were looking at promo shots, is it true that the sculpted cloak is separate from the soft goods cloak that's underneath it?
Yeah. So the head itself is connected at the neck. You pull that off. So you have the neck ball joint down here connected to a ball joint in the torso.
Yeah.
And that just lifts right off.
Oh my
and
God.
This cloak also comes right off. So then
does his shirt come off?
No. So, but it does come down to just the casted robe underneath, which is that softer plastic that doesn't get too much in the way of the butterfly joints.
Yeah.
So it does pose really well, and it looks fantastic. So absolute W.
We had many an Xbox discussion wondering if there was going to be a soft goods like cloak underneath of it.
Yeah.
That way, if you wanted to take the rubber one off for like posing for photography or whatever.
Yeah.
Or
So
realistically, if you want, you can choose, because it kind of does the same thing. You could choose: do I like the soft goods cloak as the base, or do I like this one? You can just go between the two.
I like him without a head.
Right?
Hey,
I would
things.
show off the head sculpt, but the box is somewhere, and it's in the box because helmet look is superior in my opinion.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be helmet on my shelf all day. Yeah. That's another contender for top 3 of the year for me, right there.
I found the box. I'll show you guys the head sculpt.
Let's see it.
Look at that jawline.
Sorry guys, I'm flexing on you.
God,
216 lean now, guys. 216 lean. Sorry.
Brother's been like on a mewing streak since the last time we streamed together.
Oh God! Oh.
All right. I don't know.
Wow.
Oh no, he's hot.
That's
So,
crazy.
really, really good. Detail in the hair is great too.
Yeah, look at his
I'm
jaw.
gonna turn down the brightness of this. I'm
I
not
was
blowing
just
him out
about to
before.
say, look at the jawline.
Who's mewing harder, Jacob or Kymir? Let's find out.
Why not both?
Everybody vote in the chat.
Hey, Tommy, can you put a poll up in chat?
Yeah, let me put a poll up. Who's mewing harder, Jacob or
No, that's
Can I vote for
No.
Kathleen Kennedy? All right.
But no, absolutely great head sculpt on that too. I really hope that becomes something that Hasbro does more often. Just the ability to swap the head out in a baseline figure is like, it's not unheard of, but it's unheard of. So yeah, huge fan. This is one of my figures of the year so far. Also, the fact that the lightsabers can, the blades come out and they can connect together, peak.
Ooh.
Absolutely peak. So you can turn it into his big one long saber if you want it to. So you can kind of see it there. Got a big one long saber. So yeah, W figure. Absolutely great.
All right, guys, start voting up in the poll there. I made a poll. Who's mewing harder, Jacob Kymir or Kathleen Kennedy?
Yes.
It's obviously Kathleen Kennedy. She's about to retire. Didn't you hear?
Yeah.
He's dead.
So I have a couple
Any
things I
year
just
now.
want to point out here. New channel member alert. Shout out Joby1, the Hip Hop Jedi. Thanks for joining
Nice.
the channel membership. Enjoy early reviews, exclusive badges, and priority replies in the comment section. And you get to vote on what I review next for the channel. And fashionably late. Honestly, I should have put him on who is mewing the hardest. It's Commander Cook, my sweet cookie.
Oh, look who it is.
Well.
Last time I saw this guy, he didn't show his face.
I know, dude.
It's on.
Oh, you're muted,
Right.
Cook. You're muted.
Is it good?
Oh, he
Wait,
got
he's
you
muted.
down.
Wait, he's muted. I can't hear him. He's muted. What?
You just got to
We
scream.
got you
really
down.
loud.
He's mewing.
He's mewing. Look at that handsome man right there. Look at that collection behind him.
It's so small.
I like all the red though. Dude's got the
Yeah.
crazy
All the
Sith Trooper collection. Yeah,
You're up
that's
to what,
sweet.
35 Sith Troopers now?
Yeah. I
That's
technically have
crazy.
like 40 over there as well, but
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That's
Look at that
awesome.
TIE fighter. Look at that wing.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah, little
mine
chicken
is
wing.
mine is under my desk right now, courtesy of Hybrid.
Mine is broken, courtesy of me playing with it as a kid.
Hey, shout out Tops.375. What's up, brother? I think Tops, isn't it you that's working on a comprehensive Google spreadsheet of every clone trooper ever, including every unnamed clone trooper ever? I think that's what he's doing.
I've heard
That's
of
too much
that.
time on your hands. That's it. Who's gonna carry the boats and the logs, my guy? You gotta get it. You gotta start locking in.
But all right, I think I'm good on this topic. If you guys are, Cook, do you have any predictions for this this weekend's Hasbro Pulse panel at New York Comic Con?
no, not really.
He doesn't care.
Well said.
All right, just to do one more victory screech. I have to just show off real quick here. Once again, hashtag the lat is backed, guys. This month, the TVC Haslab Republic Gunship campaign concluded, and we got the Republic Gunship, and it ended with over 10,500 backers, meaning that we achieved the Coleman Trevor stretch goal. That was just icing on the cake, because I remember, you know, the haters, they love to move the goalpost all the time. I remember when it funded, people were like, oh, well, it's not going to get any of the tiers. And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess you got me there. And then a couple days later, we got the news from Hasbro Pulse that Coleman Trevor funded after they tallied up all of the international orders from places like Australia, where they have to order through EB Games because they don't have Hasbro Pulse down there. So once all those numbers got added, we got past 10,000, and we got Coleman Trevor. So I am super excited. My fleet of gunships will hopefully be here this time next year. And that's really all I have to say on that. I just had to bring it up one last time because it happened this month. Hashtag we landed the lat. And we have, again, the lat hat, the campaign hat for this Haslab right here.
What was the final number, Tommy?
I think it was 10,541, if I remember.
No,
correctly.
your final number.
7.
It is, Cristian Ronaldo, whatever his first name, Ronaldo's number.
You're insane.
Ben Roethlisberger's number.
My dad
For real.
even got one. My dad even backed one. He hasn't bought something that expensive
That's awesome.
Star Wars wise in like 15 years. So
We got the Ghost, and then here at this house, we were like, we have no room for anything else. And then Jackson said, I'm gonna buy it. We're like, where are you gonna put it? So
On the island.
I'll take it to the top of the mountain and put it there.
let's just pick it up and put it somewhere else. Also, shout out to the meme, hashtag live, lat, love. We
Man.
love it. But yeah, I just had to share that real quick. We're going to move on to the next topic here. Move on to some Hot Toys news. Hendrix, I know you hate Hot Toys, so if you need to bounce out
This is fire.
while we talk about this. So there's an interesting story with this reveal. If you're like a lot of us, you ordered this thing like the night that it, revealed, like right when it got put up on Sideshow.
Within 5 minutes.
And then it pre-sold out, and then they took it down from the website. It's actually not even on the American Hot Toys Instagram page. I have to go to, you should always follow the Hot Toys Hong Kong page, because a lot of times they will post stuff like either a few minutes before or like days or weeks before the American page will. So it's always worth following both the American page and the Hong Kong page. But we have our sculpted hair Anakin Skywalker. I would love to hear Hendrix's thoughts, and I need to hear Jacob's thoughts on this as well, because Jacob has a great history with the Hot Toys Anakin Skywalker. So Hendrix, send us off.
So first off, this is not as good as the retro collection, but that aside, if we gotta spend $300 on an action figure, I guess, but yeah, this is I did a video on this, and it was like a 30-minute video, because I just went through all the history of the Hot Toys community waiting for an Anakin Skywalker, specifically a sculpted version, because obviously the artisan figures are limited, pretty super limited. The dark side version of the artisan Anakin didn't even show up on Sideshow, so that was even crazier. But a lot of collectors, the average collector, they want an Anakin Skywalker in the collection. So this is definitely a win for the community as a whole, and I think it serves a different purpose than those artisan figures. While those artisan figures are really cool, and you want your most realistic version of this character, you're going to go the artisan route. But if you just collect Hot Toys in general and just like posing your figures and messing around with them, this is definitely like for you, because I have both the artisan figures and I don't mess around with them. I just kind of leave them how they are. But this almost excited me as much as those figures did, but in a different way, because this is an Anakin figure I can mess around with and pose different ways in the collection. I think it looks really good, along with having some different accessories from those artisan releases. So the switch out eyes is just something really cool that people in the community have been doing with those artisan pieces, switching the eyes between the two. So I think that's something that Hot Toys directly took from the community. And then the switch out hair piece is just genius. I think Hot Toys, I've always just glazed them for this. They really give the collector everything they need in one purchase, rather than selling a dark side and a light side separately. You just get the best of both worlds in one. If you want to pick up two for two different looks, you can, but if you just want one Anakin, you don't got to wait for the dark side version, or whatever the case may be. You can just go get this. It's your easy throw on the shelf Anakin Skywalker. So I think this is just a massive win for the community.
Yeah, I really want to hear Jacob. This is your redemption arc with an Anakin Hot Toy here.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, my hierarchy of Star Wars characters are Thrawn, Han Solo, and Anakin. Those are my top three. They're all number one. They are my S tier characters. And when the Artisan came out, I wanted it super badly. I missed the Sideshow pre-order, but it was on Toys Wonderland. So I was like, oh, I'll just get it through them. And I did their payment plans. And because their payment plans included interest, it was like closer to like $600, $700, like $800. It was a bit. And I was just like, okay, that's fine. It's worth it. It's one of my favorite characters. I don't do Hot Toys a lot. I only get like the ones I feel like I would be upset if I missed this. So about 4-5 months into paying, I'm about $400-$500 deep into paying this. They cancel my order. They cancel my payment plan. They don't refund me. And they just kind of say, sucks to suck. I tried contacting them multiple times to be like, can I get my money back? Can I get the figure? Can anything? I even tried disputing it through my bank. And they basically all told me to kick rocks. So if I had to review Toys Wonderland as a site, if you like the feeling of being bent over and defiled, you can order your toys through Toys Wonderland. Absolutely horrible. So I'm $500 out already on an Anakin figure that I don't have. With that being said, am I going to pick this up? Maybe. It's like, I do really, really love it. It looks absolutely fantastic, but it's like, it's $300 for a figure. And like, as I said earlier, I'm not like super into the collecting world right now. I like to look at everything and go, wow, I wish I could get that. But right now my focus has been kind of like changed on buying like equipment for film and things like that. So I can like work. So like, I showed it on another stream, but like my only Hot Toy pickup as of recent in a very long time is the Dial of Destiny Indiana Jones. And this is absolutely peak. I got the deluxe one, it's got leather coat, shoes, whip. So no dry rotting like we get with our Darth Vaders, unfortunately. This one's pretty peak. But I will be visiting the Hot Toy store in Tokyo, and they're probably going to have it on display by that time. So when I go and I see it in person, then I'll like really decide whether or not it's like, oh, is this something I really want to put my hat in for, whether or not the pre-order goes up already or not. But yeah, after one bad Anakin, I guess, event, I have the Clone Wars one. It's not perfect. It doesn't look like Hayden really at all. But it's still an Anakin figure. So it's like, do I need another in the collection? Yeah, but so I don't know. Once I see it in person, I think I'll make my decision from there. It sure would suck if somebody review bombed Toys Wonderland, as Max Rebo Experience said in the chat.
They're no longer.
Thank you. If
they're no longer a site.
No, they went out of business a while ago.
So like Dorkside Toys.
That's probably why they took all my money and didn't refund me.
Jacob's I'm running so long.
They actually still sell Hot Toys on eBay from a different name. I actually got one of the clone 501st Kenobi 501st that I gave. One of you guys has it. I ordered it from this eBay seller, and it showed up, and it was like labeled Toys Wonderland, and I was like, it was some shady stuff. But yeah, it was weird.
Can you do you have the return address from that so I can? I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk. I just need my $500 back. That's a lot of money. I just want to talk to him.
Wow, they got cooked on Reddit. Wow, there it is.
Yeah,
absolutely terrible. So I'm glad they're out of business. Screw them. Absolutely awful. That's inexcusable to take $500 and then cancel my order out of nowhere and be like, sucks to suck, buddy.
This is like Dorkside Toys all over again. If you remember Dorkside Toys.
Bernie Madoff.
But yeah, anybody, Cook, are you picking this up? This Anakin here?
Nah, it's just not for me. I mean, like one of my earliest Star Wars memories is like Anakin and Obi-Wan fighting, but it's just not what I collect really right now.
Fair. It's not a Sith Trooper.
No.
You took my words.
I'm all in on this. I wasn't really interested. It's funny because like I wasn't interested in either of the Artisan Anakins that came out this year, and I always knew there's like a Hot Toys leak list going around, like, and Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan's on it, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna get Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan if that comes out. You know, I'll probably pass on Anakin, but for some reason, when this reveal came out, I had a reaction to this that I did not have to either of the artisan versions. I don't know if it's because I just have like an aversion to the. I'm not really a fan of the rooted hair look. I like Hendrix was saying. I don't want to have to be so careful with my products that I have.
Yeah.
I like you guys know. I've broken wrist pegs on Hot Toys before. I've broken wrist pegs on other, like my Mafex, or not my Mafex, my SHF have fallen off the shelf and then the wrist pegs snap. Like,
you broke my Han Solo's wrist peg.
No, we're not doing this again. We're not. This is an age-old debate. This is an age-old debate. I'm not bringing that.
That figure is in the center of my collection because it's one of my favorites, and to this day I look at it and go, motherfucker.
I have the 2.0. I have the 2.0 of that same figure.
I saw, and he's in my Amazon cart. I saw your review.
Dude, he's cool, man. But yeah, there's just you guys know I've messed with a lot of figures. I've had to Gorilla Glue a lot of figures in my collection. So for me, it's like I just don't want to mess with the artisan hair. As cool as it is, it really is cool, and I'm not like trying to yuck anybody's yum on that. But I really think it's a cool thing, and I just think that the sculpted hair is better for me. You know?
Yeah, and I think the artisan, I have a few now at this point that it adds a level of anxiety in your collection. And like I said, I don't touch those figures. Where this just got me excited because I was like, okay, an updated Anakin that I can actually like mess around with and take out to take pictures of every once in a while. Like, it serves a totally different purpose than those artisan pieces. And also, it's just widely available. This is just a regular release. So I think in that case, it's like the best of both worlds, you know?
Yeah, and then I got to get Hunter's point in here. No robes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I
Hunter.
actually am not surprised I got skipped until the end. Nobody tags me. I don't actually collect Hot Toys. I actually don't collect Hot Toys. I don't know what all these boxes are.
All right,
Everyone in
chat needs to spam at 212 Hunter in the chat. I need it right now.
I don't either.
I do gotta say, I hope they do another one, because this one, for me personally, doesn't satisfy me for a Revenge of the Sith Anakin, because I don't like how specific it is with the base. I wish it came with a cloak, because I would rather have it be a flat, typical Hot Toys base that maybe had like a Jedi Temple plate cover on it, like they did with like Kit Fisto, Plo Koon, Mace Windu, like stuff like that. If they did that and had a dark side Anakin where he's like marching on the Jedi Temple, that's how I want a dark side Anakin. And if you had the option to like take that off and also make it like a light side Anakin, you know, earlier in the movie, that's how I would prefer it. So I'm good, but I did buy this. I'm going to put it in my display next to my massage table, Darth Vader. So they'll be next to each other, you know?
Yeah, massage table Vader. I'm so excited for that.
Massage table Vader?
Yeah, there's at the end of Revenge of the Sith, I think around May, Hot Toys revealed like Darth Vader with his massage table. Yeah.
I don't want that massage.
But is it Rock's accurate?
Is it Revenge of the Sith accurate?
Man.
I will say, if you're somebody like myself that has like any of the vehicles, like I have like the Stap and the Swoop Bike, or like the ATRT, whatever, you can use a base from one of those other figures to put this Anakin on it, and then you don't have to use that specific droid base for that. Obviously, they're leaning in on doing the Anakin and Obi-Wan with the two bases, so you can have them together. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that's not how I want to display an Anakin. So,
right,
yeah.
I could definitely see them doing another release down the road, you know, not like far down the road, but like maybe in the next year, do just this figure with the robe. You don't get to switch out eyes, you don't get to switch out hair, and it's just kind of a simpler release.
Yeah.
I would kind of want the eyes though, because on Mustafar he has the Sith eyes with the robe on.
Yeah.
Gotta buy both.
You gotta get both.
You gotta get it today.
Just buy a bathrobe.
I
This
have a couple of things to add to this.
Yeah, go ahead,
This
Fig.
was when this went up. I was streaming, and yeah, it was huge news because I wanted that artisan, but I wasn't going to pay for it. The aftermarket, I missed it like a ton of people. This to me is even better. To reiterate what you guys said, Hot Toys are already a gentle toy. So when you're posing them, as you guys know, you're careful with them. So adding like rooted hair to me just even makes it more. Takes away from that potential posing ability, at least for me, because sometimes I go pretty hard with my poses on my Hot Toys. So I like to have that flexibility. But this right here is like peak. This is, when I saw this, I was like, no way. Both eyes. Also, the eyes are like accurate to the film versus as much as that Darth Maul is amazing, his eyes are a little off. They're a little too red and orange compared to the movie. So they hit that mark on this. He does come with a regular stand as well, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Does he?
Yeah, I thought it was like just dirt. Maybe I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's right.
No,
there.
you can see it. It's like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sand base. Yeah.
And it
Oh,
doesn't
all right.
have the footprints in it, so to me that's better.
I will
and-
say I've grown to hate those bases.
Same.
This Indiana Jones comes with an ankle clamp that like plugs down into the base, and it's so good because you could get him into like a comfortable one-legged stand and not worry about him just kamikazing himself off the shelf.
Too soon.
Yeah. Also, why has Howl Runner base asked for the second time what is mewing?
Mewing is when you hold your tongue to the roof of your mouth in an attempt to make your jawline look more chiseled.
Like
That
Jacob's.
is- Like Jacob's. Yeah. Or Kathleen Kennedy's, because 27 of you voted and Kathleen Kennedy won the vote.
Yes!
Won the poll.
Let's go.
Also,
She got them droopy jowls. She's got them jowls of age. Oh, it's weird.
That's
She's a
crazy.
sexy bitch, yeah.
I have to say, Hal Runner, you asked for it. I have a review coming out in the next couple days for this guy. How do I? They changed StreamYard again. This is the Hot Toys
Yeah.
life size Grogu.
That is horrifying.
It's got rooted hair.
Can you brush its hair?
It's like when I took it out of the box, he's like scarily real. Like it was very off putting when I first
Yeah.
opened him.
You got Fro Yoda in your hands right now.
Don't talk to me or my son ever again. It's gonna. But yeah, I mean, it's a super cool figure, and I'm really glad I have it. But because I was gonna get the sideshow one, but I think this one looks more accurate to how Grogu looks now, because that original sideshow puppet is the season 1 specific look. But
Did you get that at Home Depot?
no, I did not. I got it on sideshow.com. Get it today. You don't know that's like Shelf Life's whole line, like where he does like his like toy reviews, and he'll be like, "Get it today" at the end.
Today. Yeah.
On
Steve, before
figures
we
that
get-
are like McFarlane from like 2005.
A 20-year-old
today.
Halo figure. Get it today.
Before we get too far off, I do want to say the Hot Toys Anakin broke me. I'm no longer being picky. I'm just getting whatever now.
Rules are meant to be broken, hybrid.
Well, this kind of rule was like for people that don't have that infinite money glitch. I know you're I know you've got your Walter White blue barrels of money buried out in the woods from yesteryear, but we're a little better than paycheck to paycheck, but it ain't great. And I ordered 3 Hot Toys this week, and now I got to get a whole new cabinet. They all got to have their own shelves.
Will the power bill be paid this month is the real question.
I mean, what's power anyway? It's just a way to lead someone down the wrong path.
It's just the
humbling.
government. They're trying to keep their thumb down on you by tricking you into thinking you need electricity.
It's honestly humbling to eat your can of soup, with the spoon over the candle, warming it bite by bite. So,
Wait, is this what Uncle Ben meant when you lose responsibility, you lose power? Is that what?
I guess, man.
Why?
No, I ordered this Anakin dropped, and I had the payment plan locked in 3 minutes.
Damn.
Oh, same. I was on top of it.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, I normally am not up that late. You threw the link in the group chat. I was like, shit.
I saw the post and I was just like, it'll come eventually. So I didn't know that it went up. Oh, and for all you that were wondering, touchdown Green Bay.
Nice.
Who?
But
Go Lions.
Did you know that that's Hunter's favorite football team is Green Bay Packers?
Dude.
Yeah, Hunter's probably got beef with me now because I'm
Get
a
out
Lions.
of here. Oh.
but I do love everything going on here. I don't care about the robe because, like, you know, they take them off before they do any kind of fighting. So if you put them in any action pose, shouldn't have the robe on it anyway.
Well, for me, it's
I-
the lava droid. The lava droid is like that. That's
it's
obviously
insane.
how I'm gonna display him. Like that.
Yeah.
That's a gimme. Yeah.
I would rather have that than a robe. Plus,
Yeah,
I have
Yeah.
the animated Anakin, which came with a really nice robe. So if I ever did get that one, I can just switch it out.
I could also see this coming with a robe. They're just not advertising it as like a main thing. They've done it before with plenty of figures where you get an add-on accessory that they just don't. They did it with the Celebration exclusive Artisan Anakin. They only advertised the red blade, and then they threw in a blue blade. So it's like it could still come with the robe.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't
And
hold your breath.
I'm honestly like pro not being artesian. I'm glad that this is the first not artesian one.
Artesian.
That's a good word.
Right.
What accent is that?
Right. Or what is it? The real hair thing?
The artisan.
The artisan.
All right.
Artesian.
The
I just
artisan
can't
thing.
wait. Hybrid, are you getting the artesian Awan McGregor from Attack of the Clones?
Maybe.
Oh man.
All right. Where's my gun? I have had enough. But no, I've seen other companies do the soft hair thing before, and it's totally going to work this time. And then you get a couple years down the road, and the artisan stuff, it's still too new for me to want to start locking in on these figures. I can't help but feel that in 10 years, there's going to be a bunch of really shitty looking Anakin figures on eBay for cheap because they just got pros going on. And
Dude,
I mean,
I'm sorry.
yeah, but in
Anakin
10
and
years
Buzz?
they're gonna have other Artisan Anakins, you know.
right, but I would like to buy
You
something
never-
that's good enough now that I don't feel the need to replace it for a few more generations.
But then you
know?
can just give it a haircut when you want to. Give it a low
Yeah.
taper fade if you want.
Oh,
Sometimes you just
Turn the word
break out
Fortnite
the
back of
brush.
his head.
the double mohawk, you know. Hybrid, I don't know why, but your reaction was just like, "Where's my gun?"
Yeah.
Took me out, dude.
Right.
All right, are we good on Anakin?
Yeah,
Who's
move on.
getting Anakin? I'm getting Anakin.
Right.
I
here,
got him.
bro. Oh, I
I'm
have a
getting
question.
two.
I got a
It's
question
a
for everybody
50-50.
that
Yeah.
everybody that ordered them. No one got their canceled, did they? Because
No.
some people
Oh.
did.
Yeah, I
It
did not
took
get
them,
mine
like-
canceled.
It took them like 4 days to charge my deposit. I was like shitting bricks. Like it
Oh,
was
okay.
bad.
Yeah, I would be too. Yeah, that's crazy. But it
Well,
went through.
First they popped up and they were like, your card didn't go through, and I was like, it should. It has money on it. And so I told them to charge it again, and then they didn't for like 4 days. And I'm just like, it's gonna get canceled on me.
Okay, like, you know,
Crazy. Yeah, so we have a couple more collecting topics to talk about, and then we'll get into these hot takes. So the next one that I have here for everybody, this is one I know that Jacob, you were a big Lego collector back in the day, but
I don't have space for it anymore. So
this was a big deal this month in the collecting
the
community.
Frisbee!
The Death Star Frisbee, the Death Star Pancake, the Death Star Slice, whatever you want to call it.
$1,000?
Lego unveiled their first $1,000 MSRP set, being the UCS Death Star. This is different from the previous 2 iterations of the UCS Death Star. This one is a slice of Death Star, and it's got a ton of little vignettes all throughout. Comes with 38,
Holy crap! Luminous Ghost.
38
For free?
minifigures. What?
Dude, we're now.
So
You know, if this was
I
Lego pens, Hybrid would really be in on this $1,000.
it makes it a great deal.
Yeah, you get a little freebie to make you feel better about the fact that you have no
Look
more
at that
money.
shit. Oh.
So
I'm not gonna lie, not gonna hold you. I really like it.
yeah,
Same.
For
There's, like-
$1,000?
Well, I ain't gonna buy it. So,
Well, there you go. There you go.
I think it looks cool.
I like
Um,
Ferraris, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I think, granted, there's a lot of discussion right now about the irreparable damage that the 18+ line of Lego has done, making things more display oriented rather than play oriented. Which I get the argument, but like somebody casual like me, that all they're gonna do is sit on a shelf. You won't catch me really swooshing my ships too much anymore since I'm not 12.
Right.
I understand the appeal to have it be something that's easily displayed, because, like, let's be honest, where the hell are you going to put a sphere, a $1,000 sphere in your home?
Right.
Like, nobody has shelf space for that. So this makes it more manageable to more people, and it highlights a lot of like great aspects of the movie. Plus, you get the hot tub trooper in a hot tub, so I think that makes it worth it.
Yeah, I know that there was talk of people wanting a round Death Star that was like the old play set with the diorama rooms with then panels that you could open to access stuff. And hot take, that is stupid. You're not going to see all of it at once. This shows you the entirety of the internals in one go. If you're going to do a spherical Death Star, just dedicate it to being a spear. You know, if you're gonna do dioramas, because I mean, even that old $500 one that was the spear with all the diorama rooms. I mean, you had to, if you're gonna display it, you got to pick your favorite side to look at, and
right.
The rest of them you don't. I mean, at least this, if you're gonna spend $1,000, at least you get to see all $1,000 worth of little vignette scenes.
Yeah.
And as far as the 18+ thing, I think people get a little hung on that because like there's still play features here. Like it's just a number on a box. It's the same blocks. Like because it says 18+ on the box, you know, they're not going to send the feds after 12-year-old Tommy or whatever. You know?
I think Troy Roach has great. This is kind of how I feel about it. This is just isn't my thing. If I was a huge Lego collector, I could see myself buying this. But because I do action figures, Hot Toys, I do like Micro Galaxy Squadron, like just old, like vintage Star Wars toys. Like this just isn't in my wheelhouse. I think it's badass. I really like the way this looks. I like that it's a different take on. You know, I like that they didn't just do the same thing again for a Lego Death Star. It was ballsy, and I got to give them that they came up with a design and just committed to it instead of going the safe route. I think it has a lot of cool play features. I watched Solid Brick Studios on YouTube do his full review. It was like a 50-some minute review on it, and it was a really cool review, and there's a lot of features in this thing. And
look at the chat.
What do we got? All right, I'm not pulling that one up. I question your sanity, JWC. I think you need to get banned for that one. Go ahead.
Banned or based?
I've been getting back into Legos of recent, and this thing, it looks cool, but $1,000, that is absolutely insane. Lego is so overpriced right now. They put out the new turbo, not the turbo tank. What's it called?
Yeah, the turbo tank.
MTT.
Or whatever. Yeah, turbo tank, the MTT, all that. I mean, that's so expensive. That's
There's Star Wars tax on everything now. Like last time I was at the store, you could directly compare like the price between the ones that you're seeing and Harry Potter sets. Same price per piece, $20 less.
Yeah. I had the talking stick anyway. It's crazy. It's just Lego Star Wars is something I love. I've loved since in 2005. I got the little minifigs right here, but $1,000 for this little hockey puck. Get out of here!
It's a big
Get out of here! This is insane. I give you $200 max.
They should have pushed this at retail for $150. That's all I'm going to say.
It's so expensive. look at the back of it too. It looks like it's terrible. It looks like a.
I can't find. I think they took that picture of the back of it down from the website.
Yeah, because it was absolutely ass.
Yeah, I can't find it anymore because there was a shot on the website before of the back of the set, and it's gone now.
No, of course that's not why you're buying it. I mean, it's
right. It's a vignette,
but for $1,000, it's just like. I just gotta put it on my wall. That is not worth $1,000 ever. I wouldn't even pay $500. I wouldn't pay a penny for that. Get him out of here.
I wouldn't pay $32.01 for that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the same boat as Shelf here. I think it's kind of terrible. I think the only thing it shares in common with the Death Star is the silhouette of being a circle. It doesn't even look like, it just looks like it looks like an apartment building in the shape of a circle.
Yeah.
And I don't like that they combined scenes from A New Hope and Return of the Jedi. If I was going to do this, I would have had one side, A New Hope, flip-flopped on the other side, Return of the Jedi, and had it so instead of flat against the wall, you could have it perpendicular and you could see both sides. You'd have figures to put in both, for the first movie and, Return of the Jedi. So
that's a cool idea. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that before, because I've always been of the opinion, like, I really don't care if you have a mix of multiple movies in there, but I really like that idea, Hunter, of having it be double-sided, and then you have Return of the Jedi scenes on one side and A New Hope on the other. That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Well,
But
because you could still do
the same thing, but again, and call it the Death Star 2.
Yeah.
But
And
you could
Return
still
of the
do
Jedi-
the shuttle bay, except in the Return of the Jedi one, you have Vader with his helmet off and Luke right there,
Yeah.
So you could still do some of the just have it mirrored on the other side.
I think the
And
flaw
then
with
some of them rooms would the trash compactor wouldn't seem so small. You could expand them a little bit bigger on the one side, because I've heard a lot of people complain about how small the little build outs are on these rooms. If they would have flip-flop or had it, on both sides, double-sided, they could make them a little bit more detailed, a little bit bigger, spacious rooms.
I think the flaw with that, honestly, is Return of the Jedi. You just don't see anything inside the Death Star. You see the hangar and the throne room, and a hallway shot.
Well,
you spend a lot more time in A New Hope. You see a lot of unique locations, whereas
Yeah, but you also see the inside of the Death Star,
I would say that you could make it bigger.
like the reactor is what I meant. Sorry, you see Lando flying the Falcon in by the reactors.
I think Shelf brings up a good point. I know what you were saying there was you could do the fewer scenes but make the rooms much bigger and feel more grandiose, especially that hangar. You could make that a much bigger, grandiose hangar scene as opposed to how confined it is. Yeah.
And the throne room, and then you could have the Emperor maybe falling down the shaft on one of them,
I have to say, who is complaining? I like watching the Lego community from the outside looking in, because I like to think that we are nitpicky when it comes to action figures that actually look like the media they're from. But I mean, the number of times I've seen Lego collectors have meltdowns over the toenails of the figure not being painted is absolutely hilarious to me, and I love viewing that community from the outside looking in. I'm like, man, I guess we don't have it so bad in the action figure world after all, do we?
well, I want my Clone Trooper helmets to have rangefinders and stuff again, like in the Clone Wars.
Bro.
But why are there holes in my helmets?
Is the clone minifig ROTS accurate though?
All right, I'm out. That's it for me. That's all.
Wait, are there exclusive figures with the Death Star? If they re-release the exclusive figures in a microfighter set, I'm gonna do something crazy.
Time to
Mark.
Oh my god. Well, I really don't have much else to say on this. I just thought it would be interesting to talk about, because I think for me, I'd be interested in this if it wasn't $1,000. That's kind of what's got it for me. Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about we talk about the price hikes in the action figure world. It ain't nothing compared to Lego, man. That if you're a Lego Star Wars collector, that is a whole different ball game when it comes to that.
Now
I got it.
Bro, the fact you can buy almost 3 Hot Toys. Actually, you could buy 3 Hot Toys for the price of this is crazy.
Yeah.
Now don't forget if you order it now, you're not just getting this. You're also getting that gift with purchase ghost.
The luminous ghost.
Purchases of $120 or more, you get the buildable luminous ghost, which don't get me wrong. If I ordered the Death Star, the ghost would be what I'd open first. So
it sounds like someone's in a wind tunnel.
Hunter, can you quit panting on your mic like on Xbox?
I have to give a shout out to the $1.99 super chat from Commander Bly. The price should have started with a 3. Yeah, and by the way,
$3,099.
$3,000.
Yeah, did you know that basic marketing will tell you that if the price starts with a 3, then it's the perceived value is different in the eyes of the consumer. Marketing 101.
Okay.
That's dumb.
On that note, let's cover our last collecting topic. That being Home Depot, of all places, getting some crazy Star Wars collectibles with some life-size holiday figures like this 7-foot-tall Darth Vader.
Dad?
Guys, what are we thinking? I know Chaotic Clouds bought this.
For the price of a Hot Toy, it's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah, I actually
6 more
seeing
feet
the
on
price-
it.
seeing the price of these, I don't think I can justify Hot Toys anymore. I'm canceling my pre-orders. You're getting 7 times the figure for the same money.
It's a good
But
deal.
does it weigh enough?
Yeah, if it's too lightweight, it's garbage,
Yeah.
Imagine we could do that right hand.
What?
Bruh. I was pulling up different tabs over here. I'm like, oh, how do I get them all to show up? Okay, we got R2-D2. This one is the only one that's sold out, understandably. We have a Stormtrooper.
The king.
And then we also have Bouchaka.
That's terrible.
Nightmare Fuel.
I was gonna say, I've heard he looks rough in person, like pretty rough.
Yeah, I've
Has
seen it.
anybody seen the guy that put on the fursuit from the Chewbacca and was like, you can actually use this as a Chewbacca costume?
That's great.
They missed. This was a miss in my opinion. They should have done Life Day Chewie.
I agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
That
could have
and
saved
like
a lot of money doing that too, with just a red cloak.
it's funny that the worst one is the most expensive one, and then like
Yeah.
all the others are like at least $50 cheaper. Like
Because of that rooted hair, bro.
it's the rooted
Rooted
hair.
You gotta buy 5
Artisan
bottles of
Chewbacca.
shampoo for 1 Chewbacca wash.
Artesian holiday Chewbacca.
Artesian spa, Boba Fett. Oh wait.
Ah, the artesian spa.
Have you guys seen that?
hair.
Have you guys seen that cursed holiday Yoda? That life-size holiday Yoda?
Yes.
Yes, I have.
I've seen people, what they do with it is they kind of put its hands together and then they give it like trays to hold tampons in a bathroom.
my God.
Now, I have to say, I saw that the big downside to all of these is that they have to be indoor. Because a lot of people were talking about maybe making these an outdoor decoration. These have to be displayed in your house. So,
Well, all that
That's-
cloth, you would assume, and electronics in general.
it's a good point you bring up. I don't know why I can't pull up R2 anymore. It doesn't want to let me.
R2's the best.
Yeah.
Look on the picture
wait,
underneath
scroll
of the
down.
art
Tommy,
of the Vader.
Scroll
Scroll
down.
down.
Scroll down to the
You
images.
scroll down. I got it.
Yeah.
We're good.
Hey.
There we go. Yeah, this one I feel like you could get away with if you don't care about the electronics. You could probably get away with putting this one outside.
Yeah.
That's so,
Especially like
that's so
porch,
cool.
the roof.
Yeah. But yeah, that's really all I had to say about these. I just think they're cool, and it's really
Yeah.
cool that they're doing life size, not just one, like a Darth Vader or a Chewbacca. I kind of expect once in a while those will show up for the holidays, but to get 4 of them all in the same year, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, life
I hope they
size.
come out with like cursed Han and Luke ones with terrible, terrible faces.
Dude.
Yeah.
And then I can take the head off Han Solo and wear his skin. What?
Nice.
Like Leatherface, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am Harrison Ford. My deep fakes would go crazy then.
So, on that note, anybody have anything they want to add about the life-size Home Depot figures?
Pete.
Commander Cody Wen?
Commander Cody Wayne?
That save that for
Oh.
All right. It's time, everybody. The moment you've all been waiting for. We're going to have a little competition here. All right?
Oh,
So,
no.
this is the thing that was advertised on the stream. We are going to be covering some hot takes. Now, this is a competition. Chat, I want you guys to get involved in this. Each of us are going to be going around the loop, and we are going to be sharing. Each of us are going to have 2 hot takes. Whoever gets the most reaction and debate out of their hot take wins the competition. In chat, that's going to be for you guys to decide who wins. Now, Your hot take, couple rules here. If you say a hot take, it has to be a hot take that you actually believe. I mean, we could all just jump in and say all the most like inflammatory, outlandish takes, but if you don't actually have the ability to defend your take, then it's not really your hot take. So you have to be able to defend your take, defend yourself from the other 7 people on the stream, going after you for your awful takes. I know, JWC, there's a reason I didn't have you on this stream, because we would not be talking if this happened. Anyway. So, Logan says hybrid wins prematurely. So, I think we'll. I have a random number generator, 1 through 8, and I'm gonna off screen. I'm gonna spin that real quick, and then we'll go down the rows left to right from there. So, the first person with the hot take is going to be Commander Cook. Commander Cook, we're gonna start with you, and then we'll go across the middle row, across the bottom row, and then across the top row for round 1. Cook, let's hear your hot take. This is we're in for a treat.
So I figure it's a kind of a given that like The Force Awakens is sort of like a copy of A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everybody recognizes that to a point.
Yeah.
And so my hot take, I don't even know if this is that good, is that The Force Awakens does the A New Hope better than A New Hope.
Oh!
All right, man.
Shelton.
Wow!
That one
They're
hurts.
locked in the whole movie. And in New Hope, I don't even get that interested until like the end.
Brett.
Oh my god!
I mean,
Brett.
Will Smith in there.
I can't.
No,
Like when the battle comes on.
I
in
love
New
you,
Hope,
Cook, but
yeah,
I can't, bro. I can't.
Bro, A New Hope picks up right at Yavin's ceremony. That's when it picks up, dude.
bro.
Bruh. Not
No.
Oh my god!
I like Booster. Have you seen Star Wars?
All right, get him out of
Hey, defend it. Defend it.
Definitely a hot take, brother. And
Yeah.
Let's
Let's hear the explanation of the movie that was only exists because of the movie that you say is not as good.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean they didn't do it better.
I like those.
Wow.
They took the form and did it better.
I can't argue. I'm on Cook's side here. I can't argue.
Oh my god! Get
Well,
these
give us
guys
the
off.
reasoning. You can't just say it and then be like, "That's my opinion." Like, why do you think?
Okay.
Hey, I got to give a shout out to Sci-Fi Dude for just jumping into absolute chaos. What's up, TVC family?
Cook is,
Well, I'd say
That's
that.
new.
I mean, the way to
Force
do it is to
Awakens-
watch Rogue One, then A New Hope, and it's the best 5 hours of sleep I've ever gotten in my life.
All right, no. Cook,
It's a
how?
Oh,
So
like,
what specifically does Force Awakens do better than A New Hope by copying A New Hope?
Well, I would say just for me personally, maybe it's just a personal take more, but I just feel like with all the action, even just at the beginning, it has the same form, but there's action at the beginning, and it kind of keeps you locked in compared to A New Hope. I mean, it's been a minute since I've seen both of them as well, so it's kind of hard to talk on them. But
Wow.
I mean, A New Hope
That's
also
for me
starts off
personally.
with action with the Tantive 4 getting attacked, and you're introduced to Darth
that's
Vader. And the whole plot moves pretty quickly when you're getting introduced to Luke, and now his parents are dead, and now he's got to go to the Death Star, and he meets Han Solo in the bar where he just kills a dude in cold blood in the original film.
McClunky.
Like, I see what you're saying, but I think you're switching the fact of being better in form because we have better technology and VFX, which
yeah.
kind of help
yeah,
support
that's true.
that film and make it look more visually appealing. Plus the fact that the original Star Wars is a bit slower paced because it is, at the time, it was the only Star Wars. But other than that, I think you're a little lost in the sauce on this one.
That is wow. All right, if that's how we're starting this,
Oh, man.
That's great. Yeah, that's crazy.
All right.
Wait, can I say if both came out today, not one
Nope.
40 years
Nope.
before the other,
Not what happened, but that's not what
then
happened.
what
That's
would
not what
you
happened.
say?
No, because one has the
Okay,
quality of
okay.
what they had in '77 versus
I was
now.
gonna say, look at it like this: what if A New Hope looked the exact same as The Force Awakens in quality, in VFX, all of that, then put them next to each
Well,
other.
the quality is for me.
A New Hope wins every time.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
but then you're saying writing is the only thing that makes a movie then?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
No.
that is what I'm saying.
That's crazy. You don't think like acting, effects, visuals, the way
No,
things
I
are
think,
shot, you think that is?
the acting is better in A New Hope.
Because
If
if you
they
have
both
good
came out-
actors, you can have good actors, but if the script sucks, it doesn't matter.
I
If
think
you have
the
a good
story-
script.
Attack of the Clones. All right.
Well, also, like, here's the thing.
No,
Think about it. If they both came out today, you have we need to find Luke Skywalker, and this is Han Solo, and Han Solo dies. None of those make any sense, nor do they have any sort of emotional impact as they do in
Yeah.
Force Awakens
Fact.
without the context of the original trilogy.
Yep. And then Rey just picks up a lightsaber and knows how to defeat a guy that was trained by Luke Skywalker off
We don't know who
rip.
that is because that movie isn't out yet. The New Hope isn't out yet, so we don't know who Luke Skywalker is.
It falls apart.
Wait, you're
It falls
talking about Kylo Ren who was shot by a bowcaster and was already hurt?
I don't care.
And
Maul-
Rey's
Darth
been
Maul-
weapons her whole life.
Well,
Darth Maul didn't have legs, bro. He kept
don't
himself
start with
together
Darth
with the
Maul.
dark side.
Vader burnt to a
Darth
crisp,
Maul
and
is
he's
way
still
more-
taking bodies. Like,
Yeah, Kylo Ren would body Rey, bro.
but
I mean, it wouldn't even be anything.
I'm gonna take a middle
In
ground.
Force Awakens, I agree.
I'm gonna take a little middle ground and get to. Okay, I get. Well, here's the thing with Force Awakens and the Kylo Ren versus Rey battle. When you watch it without knowing what's gonna happen, to me, I felt like okay, they're gonna explain why this happens in the next couple movies, so it's gonna make sense. So like the setup for that trilogy originally, I think would have been better. We all know what happened, but so like I get not necessarily docking that movie for that. I personally didn't like it. It wasn't. I wish it would have been more into keen of the other Star Wars movies. But I just want to throw that. I do get where Cook and Hunter are coming from, where that didn't really bug them, or it kind of made sense because they're trying to project. I mean, a lot of movies do that in general. They'll show something, and if there's going to be a sequel, they fill it into after. I mean, we can use the Clone Wars animation show for Revenge of the Sith. Like how much stuff filled in for that made it better. So there is that whole aspect. But that's my only defense for you guys that I have. 77 New Hope.
That's what I was saying. Like, it might be more of a personal take because I just remember last time I watched New Hope, I was kind of bored until the end part, and then Force Awakens, I was watching the whole time. Just me.
All right, we need to move on to the next one, or we're never gonna get
Not
through
objective.
these. All right, Cook, you might be taking this home. First take.
You might, brother.
All right,
Well, I can't really defend it, so.
Fig, what is your first hot take?
My first one is going to be one that a lot of people think is slander, and why would you ever want to do this? But I want to see a remake of the original trilogy.
Whoa!
Get the
Whoa!
I want to see the exact same story. I don't want them to. When I say remake, I mean dialogue, almost 100%.
Okay.
I don't want them to add in anything modern. I don't want to add them any.
So you want to see the reboot of the original trilogy?
Yeah, I want to see new actors that.
But what's the point if they don't change anything?
Well, the special
How to Train Your
effects,
Dragon.
The saber fighting would be infinitely better. The special effects would be
Okay.
arguably better. I mean, even I'm saying you could change some dialogue and maybe add little things. I just think it would be a
What if-
cool because those are like iconic, and if they're gonna,
Right.
it's like you're modernizing. We do with video games all the time. Like you
Yeah.
make a remake, and the remake is significantly better most of the time, depending on what it is, of course.
Fig might
But
be
there's a
cooking.
high percentage.
Okay.
So
What if they did the same movies but animated, like Clone
Oh.
Wars or Rebels?
dude,
That
I
would be cool. That would
on
be cool.
board for that as well.
See, I would be down for that if they were like, yo, this is just these movies, but in an animated form. I would be down
let me
for that.
say I will give you that. that Bly coming in the 199. I just blocked your number. My God. Okay, when we were watching Clone Wars season 7 and we got to see in the little when they do the intro dialogue, we got to see a couple shots directly from Revenge of the Sith in the Clone Wars animation. I was like, man, that'd be really cool. I would love to see these movies in that animation style.
Yeah, yes, because Clone Wars improved on Revenge of the Sith. Clone Wars made Revenge of the Sith a better movie.
I agree.
And you can't argue that. It enhanced the movie. That's it.
It did. Absolutely did.
And so I'd love to see them mush together.
But,
wow.
That ain't
that's my hot take. And the animation thing is kind of a tangent of that. That would be cool. But I don't go through an actual live action. And like I said, I just think I think people would, if it was done right, it would just help the brand drastically, because those movies, outside of maybe Hunter and Cook, apparently, no, I'm just kidding, guys. Those movies are just, you can't top them for most fans. And I feel like if done right, now this is a key element to my thing. It has to be done right, because the scary factor of that for me is there's a lot of ways that could go wrong. Probably more ways.
What's your definition of done right then?
So literally, the story. I feel like if they tried to remake it, unfortunately, they would change a lot of things that make that what it is. The charisma, the characters, the foreshadowing, just their story in general. I feel like they would try to modernize it too much in a bad way. There's certain things modernized, like in movies today, that just because they've evolved, right? In my opinion, they've evolved, but sometimes that takes away from what makes that series so good. So I don't know. That's my point.
Crazy.
I feel like no matter what way they did it, you would continue to have people that are infatuated with the original version of the movies.
That's why Hermes Despecialized is a thing. Yeah.
So any more alterations or versions, they're just gonna push back against, is what I feel like. Right. I don't think Star Wars fans can handle it, because the original 3 is that special to people that I don't think that they can handle it being done a different way.
Yeah. Also, it breaks the entirety of the canon that we now have set up and nullifies everything that we've all loved. Because if you redo it and you change anything from it, even lines of dialogue, if they are changed, you now nullify the entirety of the Clone Wars, the entirety of the prequels, the entirety of the sequels, Bad Batch, Book of Boba, all the Mando stuff. It all means nothing now. Now you got to start from scratch.
What?
So I think a remake of the original trilogy would be the biggest L Disney could ever do, which is a lot coming from me, because Disney is now I think we're going to reboot Indiana Jones, and I might just paint the ceiling with my brains if they do that.
Yeah, but that's the world we live in. Everything. You look at next year's movie roster.
Right.
It's either sequels or remakes for the most part. That's kind of what we're doing. And then most of it is bad. Here's my counteraction to that, Jacob. George Lucas already did that with his now canon editions. He changed the original one.
Yeah.
So it's
McClunky.
No. George Lucas changed the edition so he could cut his ex-wife out of royalties. That's why he did it. She had writing credits on them and was getting royalties, and if he changed it enough to make it a new movie, then he could cut her out. So he did. So let's not kid ourselves. It wasn't his original vision. He just hated his ex-wife and he's petty.
That's the secret. That's what it's been about all along, was the royalties. It now all makes sense. I get it.
Crazy.
That's funny.
People talk about George's 7, 8, and 9 as would have been better than the sequels. George would have never made a 7, 8, and 9.
Right.
We would have had another special edition at this point, refreshing some of the dated graphics from the OT. I guess
all been PG by now.
I didn't have on my list, but
the whole movie would be CG.
Ooh, I got another thing to drop. We've all seen it. A few years ago, someone edited the Obi-Wan Darth Vader fight. I know we've all seen it.
Yes, I did see that.
And that was pretty, to me, that was epic. So that's what I'm talking about. Not drastic changes. So maybe not even recast it. Make another version of it with better additions to it. With all the technology we have, you were talking about earlier, Jacob, with the face technology. You could spice it up and just make it even cooler. Again, people would probably hate it because most people just like that original feel good. The trilogy is their the holy book for most people of Star Wars.
Well,
fans,
I mean,
so.
Well, also, A New Hope is so like foundationally important to film history and the history of visual effects as a total canon. To go back and be like, we're gonna redo it with VFX feels like a spit in the face to the innovation that ILM created to get the movies to where they were. So I am vehemently against your point.
Okay, I know a lot of people like that, and if you're like a film guy, if you're like a what do they call it? I forgot.
A cinephile?
A nerd.
Yeah,
A nerd.
Cinephile.
yeah. In that regards, I totally get it, and I get where you're coming from. Just there's a lot of people who don't, to a degree, like they understand the history of it, and it's cool. But like, I just want a good, like, I want the best version of that possible. Like, I don't care how it's done. I don't care what it takes away, as long as it still has the feel of the originals, but just modernized. So like, it's again, it comes to a personal opinion, just like Cook said. All these are like our personal takes. And I knew it was a hot take. Like, I knew everybody was going to be like, you need to be drowned and hung for this. So,
well, that's the whole point of this.
Yeah, exactly.
So you guys are both doing really well, Cook and Fig. You guys are like contenders for the winning because of our reactions to your hot
I think
takes.
we need one round.
Yeah, I think this could just go one round. Yeah.
my second one might get me killed, but that's all right.
Shelf, now that you're beside yourself, I think it's time for you to share your hot take.
I don't even know what hot take I'm going to go with now. For going one round, I want to get off like this original trilogy, but my biggest hot take was based on what everyone's talking about. So
say it.
New Hope is the best movie that Star Wars ever made. That's my feeling on it, and you guys are absolute batshit crazy for thinking differently. It's the absolute personification of the
Wait,
heroes.
but that's kind of a cold take.
No! I got the talking. Get out of here! Hold on.
Let him spit.
The New Hope was a personification of the hero's journey. It upgraded special effects to a degree we've never seen before in cinematic history. Okay? It told a phenomenal story. Yeah, it was boring. It was boring at the beginning. I don't agree with that. It was the first movie to introduce storytelling from the visual perspective where the landscape, the characters around them. Why do you think Kenner has such a built-in history? Why do people love those characters, those side characters? Because they told a story. They told this thing that you could unleash your imagination upon. That was never done in a movie before. All right, Fig, go away. Whatever. I scared him away. Back to MNF with you. And, all right, back. Anyway, the New Hope is an absolutely beautiful movie in cinematic history that, yeah, maybe it does. All right, he's gone again. But maybe it doesn't hold up to time as well as Force Awakens. Oh, God forbid, a movie that came out in 2015. It's fine. It's okay. It does its job. It's a whole movie beginning to end, right? It tells a story, and that's the only Star Wars movie that tells a whole continuous story, right? That's on its own. It's fleshed out. It's beautiful. All right. So I relinquish the talking stick back to you guys. I'm done.
You know, the Ford Model T got people off of horses, and it was like an amazing like engineering feat. And so because it was so amazing, get the fuck out of your Dodge with that air conditioning and your like cruise control. Don't do it. Get out of it. The Model T.
Hey, Hunter, wait. Hunter, what's your least favorite Star Wars movie?
What, me?
Me?
Yeah, you. Hunter, Hybrid. Not Hunter. Fuck. I do this every time. Hybrid.
Right. All right, for starters,
get out of here.
Okay. So, Shelf, your hot take.
A week ago.
Yeah, sorry,
so go around, but it's gonna tie. I'm gonna say it when I get to my hot take because it ties in.
Okay,
Yeah,
Shelf. So your hot take is that A New Hope is the best movie.
It absolutely is. In cinematic history, it is the most influential movie of all time.
I have to say, it's not probably a hot take in this chat, but I know for a lot of people, most people prefer Empire over A New Hope. So I would say that preferring A New Hope over Empire is a hot take, and that is one that I agree with. Is that A New Hope is better than Empire?
Empire's slow. You think New Hope's slow? Empire's slow.
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna be honest. Empire's
what
slow.
argument is that? You think Empire's better than New Hope? And it's slower. I think New Hope is absolutely beautiful.
I think if you think Empire is slower than New Hope, you just got TikTok attention span. Empire is paced so well.
Ooh.
Empire is a character-driven story building up the qualities of the people that we've come to be established with the first movie, where the first one is just like establish everything and run.
Bro, the OT is peak, bro.
Yeah, we gonna defend the. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna defend Rogue One? That movie's dog shit, dude.
Whoa.
Yep,
Okay.
Yeah,
I did not
you
know
like
that.
the last battle in Vader's hallway scene? Get out of here. That movie's slow.
I did not know I was on a live stream with a bunch of Tylenol babies. This is nuts.
Yeah.
Even Rogue One is bad here.
Rogue One is mid at best.
That is no L take. L take. That is crazy.
I'm looking at you guys. I'm looking at chat, and I see the best reaction all around. Look at this cheesy napkin. I think I won this shit all day.
Andor made Rogue One infinitely better.
No,
I agree. Hendrix.
No.
Give me a call. You're coming over my place. We're having best friends.
I vehemently disagree.
Oh,
All right,
dude.
you can agree with your jawline. That's fine.
All right.
Hey, if there's one thing that I'm known for, I'm glad it's for my looks.
All right. Now everybody buckle up because you thought you were getting mad before.
Oh.
I already know Hybrid's about to
geez.
come in. Hybrid's about to come in, so everybody better buckle up.
I think I'm gonna leave for this one.
It's not clone related. You're good. So, all right.
Bro's about to share his favorite word.
Ooh. All right. There is no debating the cultural significance of the OT. Yeah, they had to create the concept of modern special effects to make those movies. I'm not sitting here watching a movie, because of its technological innovation of its time. I'm sitting down because I want to watch some goddamn Star Wars, and that's all that matters to me. So my hot take is people are stuck with their rose-tinted goggles on, and it is stupid and wrong and stupid, because anytime that a new Star Wars anything comes out, all anyone can say is, well, it's not as good as the OT. Shut the fuck up. You need to watch it for what it is. It is its own thing. It ties in, yes, but we're comparing Force Awakens and A New Hope. They both do different things amazingly. Yeah, A New Hope gave us the summer sci-fi blockbuster special effects thing and created all these technologies. But let's not diss The Force Awakens just for having a similar storyline. Let's not pretend that they didn't have to create new stuff for that too. Not to the degree, but I think every one of these innovated and did their own things and is their own piece of art. And everyone just wants to shit on the new thing because it's not the old thing.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
I mean, how about we shit on it because it's not done well and it's bad writing and it isn't
Right.
a good movie.
Back.
well, because it's not your A New Hope or Empire, But
No,
I'm sitting-
regardless of comparing it to those older films, I just don't think it's a good film.
Okay, never did I think that we'd be doing a hot take segment, and out of the 4 people that have gone, Hybrid is the one that has the chat agreeing with him, and everyone else has the chat arguing with him.
I think
What is going on?
taking wrong.
Bro, I won't lie. Cold take from Hybrid.
I gotta say, I think Hybrid's got to go again. I think if we decided, I think that's how we should do this. If we decided your take was a cold take, you got to go again. Because that's Hybrid. I'm gonna be honest, bro.
Right
I'm
now,
gonna be honest.
or-
That was a cold as hell take, bro.
Like right
It
now.
was. It kind of was.
I think you got to hit us with some. We know that you of all people have the hottest takes.
I mean,
out of-
I got a common loot Xbox one in my back pocket. That was going to be my second one. I mean, do you want it now? Like,
I think you need to like your Obi-Wan
If it's about
Kenobi
me, I don't wanna
opinion.
hear
You
it.
got to hit us with your acolyte opinion. You got to hit us with that classic Hybrid hot take.
Hybrid, tell us why Kenobi's S tier.
because it is. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, all right, fine. I'll hit you with my second one. All right, this will be my real one. It is about clone troopers. So Hunter, just put in some earplugs.
All right, I'm out.
Oh god.
Hey, I'm curious. Yeah, go on.
Right. So there is endless debate. Who's the guy on Instagram that's always like overanalyzing?
Trooper Addy.
Yeah, Trooper
Trooper
Addy.
Addy, bro. Revenge of the Sith accurate, brother.
Yeah.
Right. you got so many people out there that are like this Trooper Addy guy, where they get hung up on your CG model for Revenge of the Sith for your clone troopers, right? Which was our first live action appearance of the Phase 2 clone trooper. And this could even spread to other costumes too. I mean, if you want to talk about your OT stormtroopers and such. But you see Phase 2 clone troopers in Revenge of the Sith on screen for like 10 minutes of that 2-hour movie. And then since flashbacks in your Disney Plus shows where they put real people in the costumes that have real proportions with heads that can actually fit inside of the helmets and stuff. So I don't think that the CG model for the Phase 2 or Phase 1 or Phase 2 clone troopers is a definitive model by any stretch. You almost have more screen time with the flashbacks in the Disney Plus series than you do with the movies, and just getting hung up on it being a movie is bizarre.
Wait. Okay.
And I would also argue the same for the modern Rogue One Stormtrooper design.
It's almost more with them.
Right. You know, the modern Rogue One Stormtrooper design is kind of just your definitive Stormtrooper. All the Stormtrooper costumes in the OT look like shit because they were all handmade one by one, case by case. That's why you got a dude with like a unibrow with a big curve and an angry eyebrows, and they're all over the place. And there was like 6 helmets made for the movie, and they all look different. They wouldn't look different in universe. The Rogue One helmet kind of took them all and idealized them. And so I think, you know, talking about making the OT today, that's what they would look like. You know, they wouldn't have that individuality that they had.
All right.
So I think modern costumes are superior as far as our troopers go for anything that we'd seen in any of the prior movies.
Hybrid, I think for me, this is another cold take from you.
Man,
like, I agree with you, bro. I agree. I think that people who are like elitists on the Stormtroopers should only look like the original trilogy, or the clone troopers should only look like the prequel trilogy. I feel like that's an L take. Things are allowed to develop and get better and change over time. I don't like how they've done the live-action Clone Troopers until Mando Season 3. That is the first time where I've seen a live-action Clone Trooper costume, and in the flashbacks where Grogu and Kelleran Beck are leaving the Jedi Temple, I'm like, those Clone Troopers look really good. That's probably the closest we will ever get to Revenge of the Sith, whereas Rogue One Stormtroopers, that's how George Lucas would have done Stormtroopers if he had the budget and the time to do them like that in A New Hope. That said, I still like my A New Hope specific Stormtroopers because it's from A New Hope, but I prefer the Rogue One style over this. I gotta say, for me, cold take. Gotta say,
crazy thing that you can like both. Imagine that.
Ooh,
well,
right.
I wouldn't say you can like both, but I mean, we talk about hot takes. I disagree. I enjoy the original trilogy Stormtroopers. I
do too. But I can appreciate that what it has become now is a more uniform like process version of, you know, the Empire is supposed to be this cold, like, machine type thing. Every person is going to be dehumanized and look the same.
I agree with both takes. I'm not disagreeing, but I do like that the original trilogy's got a bit more kind of
charm.
Yeah, charm and rough looks, or if you want to call it campy, or however you want to approach it.
Yep.
We're not disagreeing. We're all Star Wars fans, so if anyone's thinking we got some crazy takes, get out of here.
At the end of the day, you're allowed to have different opinions on Star Wars and still be friends with other people who like Star Wars.
Yes.
Apparently, that's a foreign concept to some people out there.
That in itself is a hot take, Tommy.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of where I'm at. I know that we're somewhat like-minded, but I mean, like, I'm saying stuff that would get me shot in certain conventions.
Yeah,
like,
hybrid. You need to hit us with an Xbox party hot take, bro. You need to hit us with the stuff, like, you need to hit us with something that's just gonna make it. I know you have it in you. I know you have like 24 hot takes, bro. You're being too nice.
Acolyte good.
Get the fuck
out! All right, that's it. All right, I'm out.
All right.
See, hybrid, I'm pissed you said that because that was if my first hot take show, that was my second. Acolyte is one of the better things that Disney has done with Star Wars.
My
Great.
God.
And you're a film major?
Dude.
No.
Great.
Jacob, did you actually graduate that, or like?
Yeah, in May.
Okay. I never heard if you made it or not. So there.
Bro,
I did, and I already got Disney on a resume. So
hell yeah. But dude, I gotta say, my take, I've settled in on this. The only good thing about the Acolyte is the fight choreography. That is the
Agreed.
only good thing that I do not like. I've decided that other than anything with Chimere and anything with I like Master Soul and I like the choreography of the fight scenes. Everything else, snooze fest. That's just where I'm at with it now. I still own all the action figures from the show because they're all from that 5th episode, and I love that fight so much.
The main characters feel like side characters at best. May and Osha are abysmal characters. I mean, just dog water.
I feel like the worst part of the Acolyte is we didn't get a season 2 to at least finish the story.
Just finish it up.
Yep.
Just finish it up. Yeah.
yeah,
Regardless of like if the season 1 wasn't that great, I think it's even worse and more criminal that we don't even have a finished story.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's terrible. Now we'll never get to see Plagueis, dude, unless it's in like some freaking Tales of the Sith spin-off animated series.
Yep.
Right.
It sucks, dude.
So the Acolyte should have been an animated series.
Yeah.
no.
It should have been good, is what it should have been.
I mean, fact.
As a High Republic book enjoyer, I did thoroughly enjoy what they did with the Acolyte. Yeah, it's pretty weak and slow in some points, but granted, I do think the High Republic is a bit of a mistake on Disney's end. But for the connection to those books, to the context of that show, and trying to bring it into like the realm of the prequels, I did thoroughly enjoy it. Yeah, sometimes the acting is a bit flat, but I do like more mythos of the Force, and I do like getting to see this point where like Jedi are at their highest rather than it just being the fall of the Jedi, and then the Jedi are all fucking dead. So
yeah, no, I agree there. I think the direction they took the show was just a mistake.
Yeah. That's where I'm at, man. I was in it when they first started the show, like in the first couple episodes. I was like, I'll watch this. I'll see what they're doing with this. The 5th episode, I was like, oh, the fighting is peak. And then after that, it all went downhill until we got that really cool fight in the 8th episode with the wire work and everything. I thought that was sick.
I have videos on my channel defending the Acolyte until those last few episodes, and it kind of just lost me.
Yeah.
I will say, if they had more Basil in it probably would have been better.
Big, you got to do the Basil impression for everybody on stream right now. Give us the Basil. Give us the Basil, bro.
Brother's not.
He even looks like him.
Well, I mean that's a compliment because that is one nice looking beast they had on screen.
Big theory of bestiality confirmed. You heard it here first. Cops, get this guy. Lock him up.
You got
Lock him up.
Brother was putting these memories of that degenerate channel behind him, but here he is.
There you go.
So,
Doing the
Jacob.
same song and dance.
Jacob, it's your turn. Give us a hot take.
I think my takes would be pretty lukewarm. I think the entirety of the Legends book series is far better than anything that Disney has done with the property whatsoever.
Ooh,
That's a cool thing.
That's icky.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Shadows of the Empire is slop garbage.
I don't know.
No.
Shadows of the Empire, the books kind of heat. I like that the
agree.
books do something that Disney is so scared to do and make it a different genre. Holy fuck, it doesn't all have to be action sci-fi. And that's something that James Gunn is understanding when it comes to DC with his new take on it, allowing things like Clayface to be a horror movie and Superman to be hopeful and the Batman, as we know, to be dark noir modern. Like, why does it all have to be the same formula? Why does it have to be all the super clean MCU cinematography? The
That's
only
fair.
thing that we've got different cinematography-wise in the modern Star Wars age is The Last Jedi, which I will say is the best-looking Star Wars movie of all time. From a cinematography standpoint. But Star Wars is so scared to do anything but be Star Wars and take a risk to be something different. It's kind of like gotten to a point where it's like, I love it so much, but like, can we try something different? Like, we have things like Red Harvest and Death Troopers, which take Star Wars into horror. We have things like The Princess and the Scoundrel, which are entirely a romance thing. Like, why do we have to be so stuck in our Star Wars that it's only, granted, war is in the name, so we got to have action. But Andor has shown us that the galaxy is really big and we can focus on like normal people. So why can't we focus on normal people and normal things and get different genres within this universe? Granted, we've seen things in the Bad Batch that have tried to push a genre, like with a tiny bit of like horror aspects and inspirations, but they've never leaned into anything other than it just kind of being the box that it's been put in for the last 50 years.
Yeah,
Damn.
and that's why I think Andor kind of was this like breath of fresh air that was like, oh, like Star Wars can be something different and also be amazing. Like you kind of got to see that different side of the world, and just really like character driven, taking itself seriously, but also like just very well written characters, and kind of, you know, Andor might not be the most action packed series out there. Some would call it slow or boring, but
it's a political drama. It's what it is.
Yeah, it's something totally different, and it's amazing.
You have senators and terrorists trying to free the galaxy in their own right. It's
so good.
It's exactly what it is. And it's different because it's written different, it's shot different. The characters are there. These are people that you're going along with, characters that you can really relate to. Because some of us can relate to something like nothing going to something like Luke Skywalker, but also lots of us are just kind of Joe Schmo, and it's like, what do we have? What part do we have? Andor is a perfect character because he's like an absolute nobody that gets forced into his situation, like most of us are. We aren't kind of like willed into it by blood, just because your daddy was actually the Dark Lord of the Sith, and you're the only one that can save us. Lots more of us are just normal people that are forced into our situations, which makes that show so relatable and successful. But also, I think Star Wars doesn't take any, like the Vision series is the only thing that I feel like takes swings, because they're just said, here's Star Wars, do what you want with it. So you can get a whole lot bigger range of storytelling and like with those series, because it can be anything. You can have kids wanting to pod race, or you can have Boba Fett being in your band on Tatooine. Like, you can be weird and you can do something different, which is why I think the books are a lot more successful with it, because it shows a bigger range of everything. Yeah, you can be a glup shitto. You can.
So,
Of course,
All right.
anytime they ever try to
I like that.
yeah, I don't really have much to say one way or the other on that take. I think it's a hot take. I just think that, yeah.
But I think there's some things I agree with it, and there's some things for me, Star Wars. I want obviously relations, like as far as relatable things to real world. For the most part, I don't. That's not why I watch Star Wars. Like, there's so many other shows that I can relate, that if I want to watch that, I'm gonna watch that. I don't really want that. I'm not saying they shouldn't try it and try different things. That is a definite must. But
He looks baked.
I'm getting hit with the EP, and it's all right.
Well, it's okay.
I got my cat messing with me.
If we're ready, I'm gonna wake everybody up with my winning hot
let's
take.
go.
I want to say, Jacob.
We still got 3 left.
Yeah, we got 3 left. I think Jacob had a cold take, and I agree with him a lot. And I think a lot of people, it was a lukewarm take. So.
Yeah, I agree.
I
agree that
I didn't really have anything coming into this, because you guys were like, we got to think of a hot take. So I've been sitting here like, fuck, what am I going to say? Because it's like, I don't
agree.
know.
I agree that Star Wars is kind of afraid to take that next step into doing different things, you know?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. Jacob, do you have another one, or did you want to just?
Wait. Let me see that John line.
Almost as good as Basil's.
He's mewing. I'm
As good as Basil. I don't know, to be honest. TBH, no idea. The only thing else I could say is I mentioned it in my yak that Last Jedi is the best looking Star Wars film. But I feel like that's like a universal opinion at this point.
I feel like a lot of people think that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks pretty. Speaking of The Last Jedi, I have a hot take.
Oh, he's gonna rehash this one.
Oh, no.
You already, if you know me, you know what I say.
Yeah.
Wait, let me go get the gun.
We're at
This is
that.
as cold as turkey because I've heard it for the past 5 years.
The story of Luke Skywalker in Episode 8, The Last Jedi, is a great character arc, and here's why.
All right, ban yourself.
The story of Luke Skywalker is a great story for a character who is seen as a larger-than-life, perfect, total good. And the fact that people that we even view as our heroes can stumble and fall and make mistakes and then come back from it and become even greater than they were before is a great lesson to teach people. And it is a great lesson that I have used in my personal life. And I owe a lot of respect to that movie. And it is a great storyline. And people who say, oh, well, I wanted to see him as the Jedi Master in the 30 years between the end of Return of the Jedi and the beginning of Force Awakens, that's not relevant to this specific chapter of the story. That's
If
not
you
relevant.
want that, read a book.
Yeah, read a book. So I gotta say, the story of Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi is a great character arc.
I agree.
You liked him in the Last Jedi?
Yeah.
I loved his character arc. I loved
Did
his
you not like
character.
him in Empire Strikes Back?
I liked him in Empire.
I was gonna say where he went through the same shit.
Well, I think
Not as a master of a Jedi Order.
Bro
I
had
think,
two
I think
character arcs that were the
for-
same.
Yeah,
I don't
different
know.
stages of his life.
Empire and Last Jedi are two completely different things.
Yeah, because
Like
one's good and
100%.
one sucks ass.
Well, no. Well, by movie sake, I'll agree with you. But by the fact of Luke's character arc in Empires, he's still young and learning and hot-headed. At this point in time, we've seen Luke at the end of Return of the Jedi, and the context that we have for this character is now built in the books. So now all that people know of him, when people reference him as the great Jedi Master, is stuff that they've got from novels. So I do think it's Star Wars doing something different. I think that harks back to what I said. It takes a swing and tries to be different because everybody was expecting the infallible Luke Skywalker to come back and save the Resistance, but to see a character do exactly what Yoda did and go into hiding because he was so ashamed of his failure, and become a hermit until somebody comes around to knock on his door and say, train me. But we all love Yoda. So
Right.
I think it's the exact same arc as Yoda. So I don't understand
Yoda was
why
just
people-
on Yoda was just on ketamine for the entirety of Empire. So that's like completely
I think
different, right?
I think the difference there is that we've seen this character already overcome that feeling of, he chose to not fall to what he wanted to do with his own father, that in my opinion had way worse of a record than a young child that he thought maybe could do these things.
Mhm.
He's
But
not
don't you
going to
say-
kill his own dad, but he's going to kill a child who maybe could do these things. His dad already did these things.
All right,
Well,
let me
think
hit
about
you.
it.
Let me hit you with it. He's become complacent. He's become and in complacency,
Right.
things like fear can rile up. Things of fear of losing what you've built can rile up in different stages of your life. So at this point, he's built this grandiose Jedi Order, and all of a sudden, in the back of his head, he's seeing his nephew slowly being tempted by the dark side. So rather than do what he did as a young, bright-eyed, optimistic kid in Return of the Jedi, Luke is a much different man now. His pride and his hubris for what he's built is changing the way that he looks at the situation. And for a brief moment, he's like, you know what? I could just take the easy road and just snuff him out now and guarantee that this Dark Lord will never happen. And in doing that, in giving into his fear, he ends up screwing it all up anyway, because then the Dark Lord rises anyway, because he gave into his visions and gave into his fear. So he has to overcome that and then stand and face the very thing that he has feared to lose this entire
Also,
time.
think about it.
No,
Now,
because
most
it
people,
wasn't
when if most people get the option to go back in time and kill Hitler, they're like, yeah, I totally would. So imagine you're watching your nephew and you see his future and you see him becoming the new space Hitler. And he's like, you've already lived through the oppression of the empire. You already know of all this stuff. And the fact that there is a chance that it can happen again and there is a chance that you can stop it, to forego all of that you already went through, it would be so easy to do that. And that's the point that it shows his weakness.
But if he hasn't, we know what Hitler did. If we knew Hitler before he did those things, and it's like, oh, maybe he could do these things. No, I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to sit him down and maybe have a conversation before I try to murder the person that maybe could do these things.
Right.
And then I'm not going to disappear for 30 plus years and leave my sister to deal with that. Leave my best friend to deal with that. No, that's not what the character has been for 3 movies. They're not just gonna disappear. Oh, everyone else can deal with the problem that I just made. No, that's not Luke Skywalker.
Yoda did the exact same thing.
Okay, but Yoda's not Luke Skywalker.
Yoda was the most powerful Jedi in the Order. He just got his ass whooped.
But he's not Luke Skywalker.
He just got. All right, Shelfa, you've been dying. He's like tweaking over here in the corner. He's like, let me talk, please.
Bro's eyes twitching.
I just want to say, I think this is the most peaceful resolution to this little talk we've had. I hope that they tackle the sequels where it shows Luke, where it shows how he was led to this thing.
Oh, all day, absolutely. I agree with that. Yeah, and that's a cold take, I feel like.
Well, I'm not coming on it. It's my point.
Yeah, I know.
I just want whoever. Hold on, let me say my thing without being distracted by words. But I just want to see a version where they do approach The Last Jedi with the same approach they did with the Clone Wars to Revenge of the Sith, right?
Fact.
I want to see that because I love Revenge of the Sith. I grew up with it, but I do think Clone Wars enhanced it. I really hope they do the same thing with the sequel trilogy to make it better because I don't want to hate that movie. Star Wars. I love Star Wars. Just make it better. I challenge you, Disney, to make it better.
Hybrid, you should have said one of your most famous hot takes ever that Clone Wars animation sucks. That's what you should have said. Now that we're sitting here thinking about it, I'm like, why didn't Hybrid say that hot take?
Yeah. No, and just because I've been trying to find an opportunity, but the Luke thing, I've been with you. Like, I mean, that's
get it today.
People look at just purely what you see on screen with The Last Jedi and then hate it, but then you want to take 50 years of nuanced behind the scenes stuff on why A New Hope is a good movie. But the Last Jedi, we see Luke, he goes to Ben's hut, he senses, and again, context clues from other movies bring it all in, just like you would for any other movie if you decided you liked it. But the Emperor reveals he's been every voice in Ben's head he's ever heard. He's had dreams and visions of Vader guiding him. When Luke goes to the hut and he senses darkness in Ben, he's sensing the Emperor's darkness. He's sensing immense, terrifying, insane darkness, beyond what, just someone that's being tempted by the dark side might feel,
But
the
Emperor
is
at work here.
He's dead. He died. He died in the episode.
No. Even in the EU, everybody talks about how awful it is in Rise of Skywalker. Right. Okay, we're getting off on a tangent. We need to keep this up.
Right, but the way that they did it,
bro, it was slop in the EU. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, what? All right.
The EU is about 500 books, 6 of which are good. Like when everyone's like, I like the EU. You're all right, like Heirs of the Empire and maybe like the zombie stormtrooper book. Like, no one fucking cares about the Truce of Bakura. Like, no one.
So they should have just done a good story from the beginning. That's really what we're getting at here.
Okay, the thing is
other movies, and you'll find it is a good story.
Should they have planned it out?
Slop here and it's slop here doesn't make them cancel out.
Okay. Two negatives don't make a positive. All right.
Exactly.
2/12 Slopper, give us your hot take, okay?
All right. So y'all heard of Darth Maul, right? I'm just kidding.
No, say it. That's gonna make you win, bro. You're gonna win.
That one. I'm not using that one.
You gotta say it. You'll
I don't
win.
know.
No, I'm not using that one. I want to use.
I don't know this one.
I want to use an original one.
I don't know the
So-
Darth Maul one. You can use it on me.
Hunter says that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Hunter. Hunter, you gotta say it. This one will win the competition. I swear to God.
My opinion on Darth Maul is he should have stayed dead, and he was a detriment to the Star Wars story, and he handicapped Star Wars from creating unique villain stories. And he shouldn't have been there in Clone Wars to kill Pre Vizsla, and in Solo they could have told different stories with different characters.
Awful.
And now that he's dead in Rebels, that potential is gone.
No.
So that's my hot
Garbage.
take for Darth Maul. That's not the one I wanted to use.
Wow.
Though.
Tylenol when you're young.
That's not the one I wanted to use.
I mean, if you don't like Darth Maul, just don't watch the animated shows, and then don't watch.
Bro, what does he add, bro? All he does is lose to apprentices, bro.
What do you mean?
That's his purpose.
His point.
He's
No.
Sisyphus. He's literally
No.
Sisyphus.
No,
That's the purpose of his character, brother.
no.
Yeah.
He serves as a stepping point for growth for everybody around him but himself.
All right,
Dude.
so my hot take.
And then he likes books like the Bible where Cain is a character.
My hot take. Why? So my real hot take is that Skeleton Crew is better Star Wars than Andor.
All right, bro. What the?
The amount of Tylenol.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, let's go.
That's crazy.
That's wild,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's
Like, that's not even a hot
wild.
take. That's just flat out wrong. How many Emmys did Skeleton Crew
Yeah.
get nominated?
Oh,
I'm not
Man.
talking.
Right.
Hey, I'm not talking about a better show. I'm talking about better Star Wars.
What?
That's
No.
crazy. That's
No,
I'm
go watch
saying
the
that
Goonies and
Skeleton
go to that
Crew-
yourself.
Skeleton Crew is a better
You
Star
just like
Wars
watching
story
kids.
than
That's what I
Andor.
got out of that. You like watching kids.
Bro,
I
That's
was
crazy.
gonna. I didn't want to say this when you were talking about Andor, but I feel like Andor is like a detached
really?
story, and I don't think it should belong. Like that type of storytelling, I don't think should belong in Star Wars.
bro, it's the story of the rebellion, bro.
I like the storytelling of like Skeleton Crew, where it's like an adventure with serious stakes and stuff like that,
There's
and
no
like you still have
Bro,
Disney
you,
told all
you
the
thought
adventures
you thought
that
those
are
were you thought
takes.
those were serious takes when you thought kids were gonna die?
You think Disney has the
You
balls
thought they were gonna kill
Dude.
kids.
yeah, but it's still
Those were
an
more
adventure.
serious takes.
It's still an adventure with unique
It's
looking
all an
aliens with
adventure.
practical
Okay, but
effects.
you can't say serious takes.
No stakes.
Okay, serious stakes. You
oh.
can't say those are serious when they're
I'm
kids.
not
They're not
saying-
gonna kill any of the kids.
No, I'm not saying it's more serious than Andor. What I'm saying is, as an overall movie, it is
No.
better Star Wars storytelling than Andor.
No.
That's
I'm
just
with you.
that's just wrong. I'm
That's
sorry. I'm
crazy.
sorry to break it to you, brother.
I mean, I'm
Well,
not just
fellow Wisconsinite.
I'm gonna
I
go
will
into
tell you
hiding
all
again. You
day.
guys are never gonna see me ever again because of that take. I'm just gonna. There's gonna be a long time.
Hey,
I'm
There's-
going.
there's
I'm
no-
going into
there's no
exile. I'm
argument.
going into exile after that.
Wait, I will tell
There's
you
just
all
no
day.
argument.
Andor is a better show all day. I'm telling you, it's better all day.
But
As
there's
a
better
show,
Star Wars as well.
It is a sci-fi drama show with a Star Wars filter over it.
Yep.
That's what it is.
That doesn't even make sense. You could say that about any Star Wars show.
No,
And-
it's totally different.
Skeleton
Hey.
Crew is the Goonies with a sci-fi lens over it. Same argument.
Yeah, exactly.
Hunter, I got you. Everyone
No, he
always
doesn't.
says with Andor, I like it because it's so different from other Star Wars. So you don't like Star Wars. You want something that's not Star Wars.
It's good.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not the fact that it's different from Star Wars. It's the fact that it's a more serious version of Star Wars. It's still Star Wars. It's just on different spectrums.
You want a science fiction show where there's minimal action and it's just a bunch of yapping and political thought pieces and shit? Deep Space Nine, the worst of the Star Treks. I got you.
No, we don't
Okay.
watch Star Trek here. We're grown ups.
Oh,
How about
dude.
just watch Space Odyssey.
I'm not
I just-
okay. I will say I'm not coming from a standpoint of disliking Andor. I liked Andor. I liked both seasons. I immediately I've had a history of not liking Rogue One. After watching Andor, I watched Rogue One right after Andor, and I enjoyed it more because of Andor.
Yeah.
But from me, and how I feel about how Star Wars storytelling should be, I think Skeleton Crew is better Star Wars than Andor.
Yeah,
I mean, it's okay to be wrong, brother.
Mhm. And with that, you would probably despise Reign of the Empire novels because it's just political sci-fi drama and it's amazing. But then again,
Wow.
I don't know if you can read or not because of all the Tylenol your mom's done.
Okay,
That's why
okay.
that's why it's staying in a book, brother. That's why.
Bro, we're losing him. He gave a take so hot his phone burned up.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro. His
I'm
cell
right here.
service burned up for a second.
I will
All
say
right.
I hate everybody that's like Andor. That's what all Star Wars should be. Cause
Yes,
Andor,
okay, that's something I
hate
can get
that,
behind.
dude.
That's
I'm
something
like,
I can get
no.
behind.
Yeah.
No.
That's fact.
And
That's
Stuck
fact.
Stuck
Evan's
is
got a cold
everything to
take,
be
and Hunter's
Andor.
got the same take, just hotter. Like
Evan giving us the cold take right now in the chat. Shout out to Stuck in Carbonite. What I dislike about is Andor is how much people glaze it and then use it as like a tool to say that other Star Wars is bad. I'm like, no, it's just a different way of storytelling. And like I was talking about with the stupid armor designs, it's like you can prefer one thing over the other and you can think one thing is better over the other. But I hate when like Star Wars fans weaponize one thing that's really, really good to make to say, oh, in comparison, this other stuff that you like is garbage. I'm like, that's not always the argument that can be made in that case. Like, Mando is not doing the same thing that Andor is doing. So in that way, I feel like they're not comparable to each other. You can't say one is trash because it's not doing the same thing the other show is doing.
like saying the sequels are bad because they didn't revolutionize the film industry like A New Hope did. How having
And the crazy concept.
That's my hot take. Is every trilogy did do something to push forward film technology, and the sequels were just very complacent and a cash grab.
God, Jacob, you've never been hotter to me than right now. I mean,
And the craziest thing of all of it is that you can like both.
yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine
Hendrix, take us out on our last hot take, Hendrix.
Hendrix says you can like both, but Hunter says he likes Skeleton Crew more, and everyone loses their fucking mind. So can you like both or
Hey,
not?
you
Like,
can okay. You can like both.
you can like both as long as they're both
That's
ones
not,
I
that's
like.
not what his
Otherwise,
argument was. That's not what
You
his
can
argument
like both, but
I like Shell.
you can recognize which one is probably the better project.
yes.
Yeah, Skeleton.
I agree that Andor's a better show.
The Emmys speak for
Agree
themselves.
that Andor is a better show.
The Emmys speak.
All right,
That's what,
Hendrix.
I agree.
Hendrix,
I agree.
We're winding down to where I gotta have my heart out on this stream. So Hendrix, you gotta get to your hot take.
All right.
I think we already
All
know who won, but
All right. I got two of them, so I'm gonna just share both of them. I'll make it quick.
Go for it.
So my first hot take is that I think Rebels is a better show overall than Clone Wars. Again, I like them. I like them both, but as a cohesive show, I think Rebels does a better job of having an overarching story. Clone Wars, yes, the highs might be better, but I think the highs of both could be comparable. I just think Rebels as a whole has a better story overall.
Mm-hmm.
My second hot take.
No Thrawn in Clone Wars. Automatic out.
I mean, exactly. So I think also my second hot take is that Attack of the Clones is peak Star Wars.
What?
I think it is the most Star Wars. I think it is the most Star Wars Star Wars has ever felt. We have your cool, badass character in Jango Fett. You have Jedi at their peak using all the lightsabers and all that cool, dumb action. You have your intriguing mystery plot in this story with Obi-Wan discovering the clone army on Kamino. You have Anakin falling darker into the, version that we see him in the OT of Darth Vader. You have the clones, the introduction of the Clone Wars. People forget, one of the most pivotal points in Star Wars happens in Attack of the Clones. When the Clone Wars starts, you have your gunships come in, your heroes are saved. Obi-Wan, Anakin, Padme are all at their peak in the Battle of Geonosis. You just have great action. Yes, the Anakin, Padme stuff can get a little bit cringe, but I think we were all cringe at 19 talking to our crush. Just everything. You have your best of the best presented of Star Wars in one movie, and I think it ends on a happy note with Anakin and Padme getting married. You have aliens, you have, your badass bounty hunter character, you have just cool creatures in the arena battle. Everything about it is just the best of what Star Wars has to offer on the screen.
The original fan service is what I'm hearing.
I gotta say, I think the Clone Wars is overrated because I think half the episodes you don't watch again. I don't think anyone's going to argue that when you go back. And watch
Exactly.
That's crazy. I watch all of them.
Show, but I do think half the episodes, or maybe 1/3 of the episodes, aren't that good, and I agree with that. But what you just said there, I don't know if I can get on board with that.
I crashed out hard the other night on Instagram. I was scrolling some reels, and someone had used one of those AI apps that you put pictures into, and it makes the pictures interact a little bit.
And they were from ICCC.
Well, yeah, right. But they were putting in Ralph McQuarrie concept art and making the paintings like interact. And someone was like, "We need a show like this that looks like Ralph McQuarrie concept art." And I did it, and you didn't like it because it wasn't Clone Wars.
All right, chat. On that note, I think we all need to get everybody's votes in. Who had the hottest take? Let's go around. Cook. Who had the hottest take? You can also vote for yourself if you're in the stream, by the way.
Me.
Yeah.
Me.
Fig, who was it?
I think 2/12's thing about Skeleton Crew really blew my ass to the other room.
Yeah,
Like,
same.
that one was a
Yeah,
little
I
weird.
think Hunter wins this.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna go.
I don't
with,
even
Yeah,
remember what the other
it's
points
easy.
were.
That's
I
crazy.
gotta go with.
We
I'm
welcome
trying-
the audience to the average Xbox session with Hunter. It wasn't even a hot take. This is just how he talks.
Y'all be making me feel mad disconnected from what Star Wars is, dude. And that's crazy.
Hunter,
I feel-
what was your
I
take
feel like
again?
I gotta give it. I was gonna say I gotta give it to Cook because just that comparison is like, I mean, I don't care. Andor's all right,
Inconceivable.
but
I
like,
think
he's talking about-
Cook would be
I do
my
hope.
second.
So I give it to Cook.
Yeah, I got it. Hunter's take was that Skeleton Crew is better Star Wars than Andor. That was his take.
That's crazy. What the fuck is that?
That's
Guys,
wild.
I really wish A New Hope was just like Andor, guys. That's all I gotta say. I really wish it was
Oh,
Dark Tone
no,
like Andor, dude.
I would.
Maybe,
Bro,
maybe 6 years
Well, if
remake.
it was, then I would
That's
save a lot of
not
money.
that's not the point.
Oh.
Got a little something for Hunter here. I've been thinking it the whole time. I just think he's earned it. So
That's crazy.
Dude.
Give him a spotted cow.
Give him.
I don't drink.
drinking some spotted cow.
Dude, that. Well, on that note, I have to wrap up the stream because I have to get ready for work here soon. So, I'll go across here, line, top row, middle row, bottom row. Anything to look forward to on everybody's respective stuff. 212 Hunter. Anything on that Instagram page for us to look forward to?
Yeah, check my stories for Jesus reels and cat reels. I'd be posting on the story.
Ayo, $4.99 from Moon Jockey. Hot take: they haven't made a good Black Series figure since 2020. I hear that's a bannable take, so
Ban them.
I'm gonna have to ban them.
Ban 'em.
That's
Yeah.
Out of here.
That's just insanity.
You obviously didn't get the stranger in the mail yet, loser.
Hendrix, anything to look forward to?
Just reviews. I got a ton of reviews coming. I'm waiting on that Hot Toys Grievous. I know he's coming soon. Yeah, just stay tuned. Reviews. I always just upload whatever I want to talk about. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, Commander Cook, anything we're looking for from your customs?
Right now, I'm working on this 212th ARC Trooper for 212th Hunter.
Oh,
They couldn't be me.
And kind of instill the painting stages, but yeah, that's pretty much what I got going on right now.
Sweet. Fig, any photography you got in the works?
I mean, I just posted one up for the stream. It was an awesome Sand Trooper picture, so check that out.
Sweet.
But yeah, I have some pretty back to basics for me photography coming up, so watch out for that.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Shelf?
Yeah, I'm fluent in ASL, so I was putting up some.
Wait, same.
I was
Same,
putting
bro.
up some words out there, if you could read it. So
That's crazy.
Are
Are you actually fluent in ASL?
Yes, sir.
Dude, so am I.
Yeah,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So we're throwing up gang signs?
yeah.
Is that
I just put a little hidden language on there.
All right.
He's a little bit more advanced than I am, but anyway, if you think any of us are arguing with each other, we're all friends here. We're just talking.
Yes.
We're having a fun debate. And if people look at this thing and they say, "Man, this guy's crazy for having a different take than I am," and then kick him from a certain land that they're on, I just don't agree with that, because it's fun to have discussions. It's fun to talk with each other, and that's what makes our community the best out there.
Yep.
So all I gotta say, as someone who's maybe not religious, but all I gotta say is God bless us all, and we're all amazing people, and I love everyone in chat.
Hell yeah.
Ben.
Hell yeah.
Man, brother.
That was probably the most I've laughed on stream in a long time with those hot takes.
Yeah,
just everybody's
that was great.
ridiculous reactions. Yeah, I mean, it's fun to have difference of opinion, and we could still all like the same thing, and have difference of opinion on it. And that's go figure. It's almost like that's what's fun about Star Wars when you're not living in an echo chamber. Yeah, but hybrid toy reviews. Anything that you're reviewing?
Oh, all sorts of stuff. I got the new Anakin. I got Clone Trooper Gal. Always got Topical Tuesday coming. This Wednesday is Talking Toys with the Boys. It's the first Wednesday of the month. We're going to be talking about some of the same topics we had here, but we're going to be looking more at trailers and what toys we might be able to get from those trailers. So that's going to be one of our topics this go around. And, of course, plugging some awesome Carbonites. When I hit 2,500 subscribers, I'm about 90 away, giving away this Tactical Ops Retro Card Trooper.
Nice.
So, if you're watching and you haven't subbed to me yet, go hop over. I'm going to get my numbers where I can. Shelf said we're all friends. I'm not actually friends of Hunter, so that was a lie. That's where we're at.
You're giving away a Phase 2 lieutenant? That's pretty cool, dude.
Right. So, and Islam is the light. So,
anyway, Jacob, what do you have to tell us?
I mean, check out the channel tomorrow. We got part 1 of the Bad Batch Sanctuary like companion podcast coming out tomorrow. If you can't read, then it's perfect for you because we go through all the beats and the story and that stuff. Part 2 is getting recorded this week, and then eventually a full video essay on a complete summary of the book, like beat by beat, will be coming out hopefully by the beginning of next month. And if you feel like it, go look at my channel, Jacob Fyock Film. I'm starting a challenge for myself next year: shoot 1 film every week and upload it.
Wow.
I'm already in the midst of creating countless scripts and ideas and writing stuff out and then getting logistics done for that. So that's going to be fun. The first one that I'm doing is I'm tackling a short story written by Richard Matheson. You guys know him for I Am Legend or 18 of the original Twilight Zone episodes. I'm adapting one of his unused Twilight Zone episodes.
Cool.
So should be fun.
That's cool.
Sweet. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. This was a ton of fun. Thanks everybody for being here, taking the time out of your Sunday evenings to show up before we all get into the work week this week. It was a lot of fun to just have a laugh, talk some Star Wars, talk some toys, share some hot takes. Super fun. Check out Jacob's jawline. It was a great time. So So with that, guys, I hope you all enjoy your weeks. I've got, you know me, I got content coming out all the time over here. You guys know the drill if you're subscribed to the channel. So we're gonna get out of here, guys. I hope you enjoyed the stream. We'll catch you for the next one. And as always, may the Force be with you.
Breaking off. All units, fire at will. 1-2, pick your target. Too many, Captain. Watch your stabilizer, Gold 6. Anybody cover me. I got 2 vultures on my tail. You've got to hold them here. Watch your left. I can't shake them. I'm hit. Where's the reinforcement?